Thank you, Lord God. Thank you, Lord God. Give me the right words to say. Give me what needs to be said, Lord God. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you, Lord God. Thank you, Jesus. Give me the right words to say, Lord God. Allow me to be blessing to others, Lord God. Thank you, Jesus. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the music right so we can have some background noise. Okay, come on in. Into the chat with Coach Nye. Let's go into the chat with Coach Nye. You know, this is when we have a good time. So usually around this time, we will usually be by the pond. So we're not going out to the pond today. We may go out later, maybe. But today, I'm introducing you guys to the studio. So right now, I'm finishing up touches in the studio is where we're going to be doing our tabletop talk with Coach Nye podcast. And also where we're going to have guests and where we're going to just have different topics and talk about different things. And this is mainly about healing. So, you know, we talk about that a lot on this platform. Healing, healing, healing. And that's the most important part. So, yeah, welcome. So, listen, I found a little filter. I said, let me play with this filter today. Let me play with this filter a little bit. So, yes. So, what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks has been about healing. That's what this platform is about. This platform is about healing. It's about teaching others how to go within, heal yourself, self-love. That's what this platform has mainly been all about. Well, that's all this platform is about, really. Truthfully, that's what this platform is about, is to teach love and to show love. So I am Coach Nye. I am your coach, your mentor, to help you stay in alignment with the goals that you set for yourself as a life coach. I'm here to help you organize, not to tell you how to live your life or do your life. It's to help you organize it. Take your own thoughts and your own goals and help you organize those things. So yes, let's get started. You guys go ahead, share, invite others. Thank you for following. Invite others, share, follow. So let's get started. So what I want to jump back in is we've been talking about standing in your power, standing in your grace. Hi, Silver Wolf. What's up? And thank you for the follow. Okay, so listen. So we've been talking about standing in your power, standing in your grace, and your purpose. And I taught a class on this maybe 2 weeks ago. I taught a class, and, you know, I want to bring it back. And I want to touch bases of it again. Make sure you guys follow, share, invite others, okay? Because I want everyone to get this. Because we're going into our harvest season. So, you know, it's a lot of us that we went through so much in life. I am not the only one. You are not the only one. It is so many of us that go on, you know, and we go through so much in life. And people just find a way to poop all on us, you know? And tear us down, to take from us, to make us feel smaller than, you know, than we already feel, right? So how do you come from that? And then how do you go from watching everyone else get blessed, right? You sit and you watch everybody else get blessed, and you like, that person is the worst person in the world. All they do is negative, which we don't talk about negative. We talk about undesirable and desirable. We change our words. We change our way of thinking. But, you know, these people treat people so bad. You know, they don't have a good bone in them. And here it is, you're doing the right thing. You're going through life, doing the right thing. You're going through life, making sure that, yes, Silver, making sure you don't mistreat anybody. You're treating people how you would want to be treated. You're going through life doing the right thing. And it's not because you're afraid of what can happen. Yeah, you know there's a higher power. You know that karma is real, but it's just genuinely who you are. You're just genuinely a good person. And then you have to sit back and watch everybody else get blessed. They're the ones that win the lottery, right? You're the one that will take your last, even though you're in poverty, you take your last to make sure you help someone else out, right? But here's this person that's selfish, self-centered, stingy, won't even spit on you if you was on fire, won't give you anything, but is always taking. But yet they win the doggone Mega Millions in the Powerball. You know what I mean? So it's like the blessings. It's like, God, what about me? Well, here's what Coach Nye is here to tell you. When you say, God, what about me? See, when you think you last, everybody that's first in the last season, because we're over that season now, everyone that was first in the last season are now about to be last. Because now it's our harvest season. We did our 7 years of the hard work and the hard labor, harvesting, even when you didn't even think that you were doing anything. You didn't even think that you were doing anything good. You just going about your life. You getting awards and don't even know why you getting awards. You're just sitting around like, I ain't did nothing but my job. But see, you did your job well. You did your job without anyone having to tell you what to do. See, you had integrity when the manager was around and wasn't around. You did what you were supposed to do. And so the one that sees high, see all this, that sits high and sees everything, saw you. That last dollar that you gave that dirt bag, the one that mistreated you, or that last time that you gave this woman your heart to love, and you like, I'm going to try it again, and she ran over, she played with your emotions, she did all these things, she got your money, and for the women, you finally decided, okay, I'm going to give love one more chance, and you gave it to that man, and he ran with it, and he ran you over, and then you look up, and everybody's spinning and grinning and having a good time, except for you sitting in the back crying like, God, why me? What did I do? I do what you tell me to do. And then you, because you watching everybody else win, is willing to give up on yourself, is willing to give up on the word that God gave you, the promise that God gave you. You're willing to give up on God because of the fact God is like, you feel like he keep missing you. Obviously, I'm not doing the right thing, God. Obviously, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm not getting blessed. And you told me if I knock, you're going to open. If I ask, you'll give. If I have faith as small as a mustard seed. Well, God, I've been holding on to this faith since I was a child. And I keep running into the same type of person, but the same type of energy, but a different person. I don't deserve this. And you're absolutely right. You don't deserve that. You deserve better than that. But in those quiet times, in those times that, you feel like he's not there. No one's there. No one's listening to you. You need help. God, where are you? When those times when you just feel so lost and so low, that's when God is working. And it's so cliche because I'm tired of hearing about when I'm at my lowest point, God is working. What does that even mean? Because I've been at my lowest point for a long time. A long time. So you telling me all this time he been working? What he working on? Because I'm confused. And I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all because these are things and thoughts that I have. Because we were raised to say, don't question God. Don't ask him, well, how you going to get the answer? I can't question him. I just got to go through it. Well, how am I going to get to understand it? My daddy taught me the best thing in the world is a conversation. And the next best thing to that is understanding. Because you can communicate all day, but if I don't understand, it ain't going nowhere. And if I'm a person of understanding, but you're not communicating well, where is this going to go? So God, why me? Why is this? Why is that? Thank you for the follow, Nanny. Why is this? Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. Oh, Coach Nye is here. And this is why. In those moments of silence, in those moments of feeling low, in those moments when people mistreat you and you feeling real bad and you watching them go spinning grand with the person that you gave everything to him. Matter of fact, you built this man. You made this man look good. You got this man from coming from a point when he had no teeth with pimples on his face. Now you got his skin clear, teeth fixed. Now he out there spinning and grinning and thought Leisha face. Oh, my homeboys, you did everything for this woman. You showed her what a good life is. You showed her what it was to not sleep on an air mattress. You showed her the quality of life. You showed her what the difference in thread sheet is. You showed her all these things, how to eat proper, how to take her to the restaurant, how to present herself. You showed her all these things and she grew up, and guess what she felt like in that moment? I'm about to go out here and show my behind and go over here with third leg Terry and them. And I'm going to go do my thing because they're attracted to me, but they don't know who built me. And now that she's gone and he's gone, guess what? Now you stuck and you at the moment of God. Why is this happening to me? Well, this is why it's happening. In those moments, he's teaching you something. Because here's one of the reasons God brings people into your life, right? And we choose to put those people where we want them to be. So, example, Coach Nye explained. Well, here's the example. Okay, you come into my life and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, he fine. Okay, but I was just praying to God about help me open a business. Send me the right people to help me open a business. Thank you, Bobby Jones, for the follow. Help me do this, God. And then he sent this person into my life and I'm sitting back like, oh, he fine. Yep. I'm going to make him my man. I don't care what you came to me for. I'm going to make you my man. Vice versa. Same thing. Thanks for the like. Same thing. Men. You've been praying to God that he send you somebody. He send you somebody that can help you get this business started. And she come through and you like, nah, I done found my wife. A man that finds a good thing because I've been praying to God. I've been fasting. I know this is her. And you brought that person into your life to put her where you wanted her to be because she wasn't supposed to be your wife. She was supposed to be there to give you some knowledge about opening a business. Now your feelings hurt. She done ran off and now you looking crazy. See, that's one way. You chose to put that person into your life where you wanted that person to be, not where that person was supposed to be. So that was our free will. And then we get mad at God. And we like, okay, God, I'm tired. You keep bringing these people into my life. And then they ain't the same. Well, he brought them for what you asked for. You asked for that. See, when you're doing the will of God, this is how simple it is. And this is what you need to start leading by from now on. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, so you're in alignment with what your purpose is. You don't have to work hard for anything. You got to remember, everything is going to fall into your lap. That business that he told you to open, the person is just going to show up out of nowhere. The money is going to show up out of nowhere. But what are you going to do? Well, what you do is, because we all do it. Oh, snap, I got some money. Thank you, Jen. That chick, I can't go there with you, but yeah, thank you. But yeah, so now you sitting back, right? And you get the money and then you like, well, I do need to pay this off and I need to pay that off. And you go do whatever you want to do with it. And then the person that you need to help you open a business, the person, thank you. The person that you need to help you open a business, you done categorized and made them your wife. Your girlfriend, your boo thing. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much. Right? Now you mad. God, why you do this to me? I don't want to be like this God. Thank you so much for the gift. I don't want this like this God. But see, he told you what you needed to do. You chose, and when you're in alignment, he's going to put everything in your lap. But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to do the right thing or the wrong thing? See, let me tell you the scenario that we decide to do the right thing. We decide to let spirit lead. So this is the thing right here. When you allow spirit to lead, like I told you, and I always tell you guys, you allow spirit to show up first. When you walk in the room, everybody stop, look at you, stare at you. You like, what's wrong? You know, well, unhealed version person would say, something wrong with my makeup, something wrong with my hair, something wrong with this. When you know doggone well, when you looked in that mirror, you was fly as ever. You know you was the best thing that was ever made. You know your mama did her big one when she got with your daddy to make you. You left out that house feeling real good. I am so fine. I feel so good. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. See, I'm that chick. I am her. I'm all that. But then you walk in the room, music stop, everybody turn, look at you, and then now you looking crazy. Now you make yourself real small. Now you real small. Now insecurity done kicked in. But what you don't, good afternoon, thank you. But what you gonna do? See, what happened is the spirit showed up first. See, when you opened up the door, when you got out the car, see, spirit is already 2-3 steps ahead of you. So when you open the door, spirit has already entered the building. So when you open the door, this is what happened. The door opens, the sunlight shines. And that song, hey, hey, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, that's what's playing. You don't know it because you just not catching up to come through the door. And when you come through the door, child, everybody will stop. They looking at you. And the insecure, unhealed you is thinking that everything is wrong, your hair out of place, this, that, and the third. But everybody is looking at your spirit because everybody can't take your spirit. So let's talk about if you are healed version. All right, okay. Good afternoon, young love. All right, I take that because I'm old. But no, listen. Once you catch up and you the healed version that walk in there, you already know what's up. You know your spirit just irritated their spirit and you shining bright and they want to be you. They want to understand who you are. The ones that's giving you ugly looks, guess what? They spirit mad. They spirit sitting back talking about why is she here? Now she here. Now I ain't the best thing since sliced bread. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kenneth. Kenneth Nicole 303. Yeah. So now you sitting there. They sitting there mad. Now they want to cause problems with you. Now they want to argue and fight with you. They want to do all these things. So we can't get too much into that because I need to get back to the story. So the story is when the spirits show up, the spirit that's in you, it's always going to cause issues, drama with other people that's not like you. And when you healed, you accept that's what it is and say, okay, cool. You got a problem. I don't. Nothing will touch you because you're anointed and you're aligned. So anyway, when you're in alignment, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, everything comes into place. So let's say the healed version of you. Hey, she is. What's up, California? So the healed version of you come and the healed version of you show up. And now the healed version, that woman or that man come into your life and you know you've been praying to God, you're going to stop and you're going to listen to the spirit. Well, how do I know if the spirit talking to me? How do I know that, Coach? Now, which one is which? Because I promise you, it be sound like the spirit be telling me to fight. When I'm not supposed to do something, it sound like the spirit be saying do it. Well, I'm going to tell you which one is the spirit. The spirit is the quiet one. The loud one is telling you, do it. That's you. That's that childhood trauma. That's the childhood in you. Thank you for the follow. She is. That's the child in you. The child in you is saying, let's do it. The child in you is telling you, Why would this person come into your life? You know what they're here for. You know how you got to handle it, because the child in you has been the way that you've been protecting yourself all these years. Now you got to think about it. If you're in your 40s and you had childhood trauma and drama and things that happened to you in your childhood, and now you're 40 years old and you're steady going back to the childhood, converting back to how you handle things, where you handle things. Thank you so much for the follow. You handle things this different way and that way, because when you were a child, that's how you handled it. When you were a child, you would react. When you were a child, you would fight. When you were a child, you would just immediate, because you heard everything with your hurt ears. You didn't hear anything you would never listen to understand, because you couldn't understand, because you were a child. All you knew is that you needed to protect yourself. So let's talk about it. Now you're 40 years old and you still converting back to the child. When people upset you and make you mad, you converting back to the fight. So the child in you is saying, fight. Wait a minute, let me put this in. So the child in you is saying, fight. Wait a minute, let me put this on. Do not. I had to put that on do not disturb, because everybody and their mama is trying to come through, and it's only because I'm about to speak on something that the devil don't want to hear. We'll talk about him later. He's not that important. And let me explain something else. I will say this though. He will always send, his little demons, his little imps, his little whatever it is to fight. He'll never show up. When he show up, that means you top dog in the spiritual realm. But we'll talk about that later. So listen. So that childhood. So that's what you got to look at. Who is speaking? Who is speaking? Well, who's speaking to you is the child in you. Thank you for the follow. But who is the spirit? What's his voice? It's calm. It's telling you don't do that. Don't do that. We don't do that. We don't entertain that. When you feel like, okay, this is beneath me. Why am I arguing with this person? This person, I ain't got time for this. I don't have time for this at all. This is so beneath me. That's the spirit in you. It's telling you, look, we don't do that. That's not going to bring any glory to God. This is going to mess up our life. You're not going to let me cook. I ain't going to be able to cook. I ain't going to be able to do what I need to do. I ain't going to be able to shine if you do that. But if you stay quiet and walk away, I get to shine. I get another crown. I get another from God telling me you did good. You worked on Coach Nye. I'm proud of you. Because of you, Coach Nye is where she's at. I get some more accolades. Not just any accolades. I get it from the Most High. That's higher than anything. Because I did my job. But the child in you is like, bruh, come on. Well, you gonna listen to this? You gonna listen to this? I've been protecting you all your life. Fight. Now it's up to you which one you gonna do. So anyway, let's go back to it. So now you're trying to figure out. So the healed version of you decided to approach everything right. So now, here it is. These people come into your life. You know who to listen to. So now you know the Spirit's voice. You're looking at, okay, why'd this person come? Because you're not going to be so quick to react on everything. Somebody come in your life and say, oh my God, look at your eyes. Ooh, and you ain't had none in a long time. You ain't been in a relationship in a long time. And this man fine and this woman fine. And they just like, hey. You're not going to be so quick to say, here I am. Here I go. Here I go. No, you're going to sit back. Because I need to know, why are you here? Even though you coming in this flirty energy, because the enemy got hold to you. The enemy knew that you were strutting your tail on to see me. The enemy knew that, oh yeah, you woke up that day, you got your mission, and the enemy was like, oh, you going over there to Coach Nye. So let me taint this a little bit. Let me taint it just a little bit, even though, because I know you're going to do what you want to do because you're strong-headed. You do what you want to do, and I know you're going over there to Coach Nye to do this little mission. Let me taint it a little bit. Let me put a twist to it. So now he shows up in his flirting energy when his task was to come and give me the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding that I need to start this business. Right? So now he shows up. So, but the spirit in me is able to catch all that. Watch how it go. It may take a couple of weeks. It may even take months. But eventually, what his purpose was to come into my life, I'm going to receive that because I'm going to listen with my spiritual ears. I'm going to listen with the ears of understanding, not the ears of hurt. See, the hurt ears, you hear what you want to hear to make you feel good. But when you listen with your heart, which is your spirit, you hear what you're supposed to hear. So now my business is booming because I chose to listen. Now the next person that comes into my life, guess what happens? They're supposed to be the one that helped me bring the generational wealth into my family. This is a wealthy man. This is a wealthy woman. But I'm going to lead with spirit and not with my child. My child is saying, ooh, he got money. Ooh. Yeah, man. I just hit the bag. I got the bag. See, that's the child in you. But the spirit in you is immediately hear them out. Because once again, that man or that woman got up with the mission of go to Coach Nye and teach Coach Nye how to bring them generational wealth and invest in her. That was their mission. But the enemy was like, hold on. Y'all keep talking about this Coach Nye chick. I'm kind of sick of her because as we talked about earlier, how he looked at me. See, he knew me by Nye. He knew me by Isha. He knew my family, but he didn't understand who Coach Nye was. See, every time he sent the enemy to me and he sent his little imps and his little demons to me, his platoon size, his squad size, his battalion size, his brigade size, division size, he kept sending them to me and I kept defeating them and come back like, listen. Who you keep sending us for is not that. This girl is powerful. Coach Nye is something. And he's like, I don't know who you talking about because I don't know no Coach Nye. But I know Nye. And I know Nye is weak in this. So I'm going to need you to get back out there. And they keep coming back. Look, devil. Look, Satan. I cannot beat her because I don't. And he's like, who is Coach Nye? Now, see, Isha, I knew. Nye, I knew. Her family, I knew. But you, Coach Nye, who are you? Who invented you? Who sent you? Who created you? Who are you? What are you made of? I got to study you. I got to go back to the lab because I got to figure out who you are because you used to listen to that child in you and I could manipulate that child in you. But now, you all grown up. You all grown up now. Who is this Coach Nye? She's an inspiration. What does that even mean? She's a mentor. What does that even mean? She's a coach. What does that even mean? Coaching what? Because I need to figure this out because she is not better than me. No one here is better than me. Because I'm the Prince of Air. No one's better than me. I'm top dog, and everybody got to fall in line when I show up. So who is Coach Nye? And why ain't she falling in line like she's supposed to? Well, I tell you why. Because I stopped listening to the child in me. Because I'm a grown-up. I started listening to the spirit in me that told me that I am better than you. See, you don't know me, but I'm going to teach you about me. And that's how you have to defeat. See, when the devil shows up, that means you business. You top dog. You are unstoppable. Not only are you beautiful, he can't put his little beauty spells on you no more. He can't put the little negative talk in your ears no more because now you don't listen from the hurt hearing, the hurt ears. You don't listen from there anymore. That's not who you are. Thank you for the follow. Psh, where this is for that from? I'm the GOAT, as they say. No. You listen to understand. And now I'm understanding. So, enemy, you telling me that I can't do something. I'm not good enough. Well, listening to understand, that means now I got questions. What makes me not good enough? Why do I feel I'm not good enough? So let's talk about relationships. So why do I feel that I'm not good enough to be with this man? This man approached me. Not only did he approach me, these other men are attracted to me. So why do I feel I'm not beautiful? I get compliments from other women, from other people. God told me I was beautiful. When I look in the mirror, there's no flaws, but you keep making me create these flaws with men. Why? Do you ask the questions? Why is the insecurity set in? This woman make more money than me. She beautiful. She got all these dudes. I know she got all these dudes after her. What she want me for? You forgot the fact that you approached the girl in the first place. You, in your manliness, approached her. But now, you in your insecurity because the enemy is talking to you and you listen from the hurt ears. But when you start listening from the understanding, listening to understanding, you say, why wouldn't she? Why not? Why am I not good enough? I talk to her. She know where I work. She know enough about me to make a good decision. Do she want to talk to me? She's still talking to me. So why am I about to self-sabotage this? I'm going to need you to go head on. I'm not listening from my hurt ears anymore. I'm listening from my ears of understanding. No more. So that's what happens. So when you start understanding and standing in your power and understanding who you are, right? And understanding the difference between the voices, you can look at things totally different. So let's get back to that door you opened and you walked in and you healed now. You healed. You walk in. Your light shines because the spirit walked in before you and already shut the demons down. Already shut the enemies down. See, he spoke on your behalf. You just showed up and said, yo, I'm here. I am here. So now you here. Hey, Keisha off belly. So I got to take a pause. Remember, we just walked in. This is your tea, you guys. I don't know if I can get this right. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on. Okay, so listen. I'm trying to Anyway, I'm trying to get you guys to see the back. I don't know if you can. Okay. So she makes tees and sweaters. I have the sweater as well. You guys click on her link. Thank you for the follow. Her name is Keisha Off Belly. Let's go ahead and support. So anyway, we walk in, right? We get in there. And spirit that showed up and already irritated the enemies. And you know who you are now. You're standing in your purpose. You're standing in your power. You know who you are. So you're able to walk in that building and not shrink yourself. You're able to walk in and be proud. You're happy. You're peaceful. You know who you are. And if you don't like me, I don't care. Because what they're going to say is you think you better than. You think this and you think that. Look at her, look at that. No, that's you. You feeling the type of way. But if you open up your mouth to ask me, who are you? Because that's what you want to know. You want to know, who are you? Who sent you? That's what you want to know. Because now you feel small. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. That's not my fault. It's yours. So now that you feel small and you're insecure, that's your problem. It's not my problem. I'm going to continue to be me. I'm not going to shrink myself to make you feel better. See, when I was unhealed, I would do that. I would just talk down like, oh, okay, when they say, oh, those shoes are nice. Oh, okay, thank you so much. This is where I got them from. They little cheap shoes. Or when they say, oh, you look so cute. Oh, do I? For real? Look at my hair. Or look at your legs. Your legs look good. Do you work out? Yeah, I do a little something, but I ain't been working out them. No. Now when it comes to it, like, oh, snap, nah. I love your legs. What do you do to get your legs built like that? Well, I'm going to tell you how it go because I'm a personal trainer. Well, how did you get this confidence about yourself? Well, I'm going to tell you how to do it because I'm a life coach. I'm going to tell you how to get to where I am because it wasn't just easy. I had to wake up. So I'm not going to tell you and start from the top and say, oh, I just started loving myself. No, I'm going to tell you from the bottom when I had to go heal, when I had to go inward, when I had to go through the dark night of the soul, when I had to acknowledge the fact that people was mistreating me. I had to actually say it, believe it, and know it. These people were mistreating me. They meant me no good. They were nothing to me. And all I did was try to be kind to them because I treated people how I wanted to be treated. Oh, but they never treated me how I wanted to be treated. They treated me less than because that's what I gave them. I gave them the standard script of how to treat me and how to treat me. The how to treat me guide was to treat me less than. Because I'll accept anything. I'll do anything to have a friend. I'll do anything to have good grace with people. See, that's the type of life that I live because I always wanted to just be of people, be cool, have people around. That's what I wanted. But see, not anymore because now I'm healed. And the conversation goes the same way, but it ends totally different. It does not end the way that it used to end. See, when it used to end with the, okay, treat me some kind of way. Okay, you guys, okay, it doesn't matter how you treat me. I'll be okay. Oh, you took from me. It's okay. You can have it. See, that's how it used to end. Now it's, no, you ain't going to take from me. I'm about to use this improper English. So rock with me, y'all. You're not going to take from me. No, you're not going to get that from me. No, you want to play with somebody? You going to go play with your mama because you ain't going to play with me. See, your mama birthed you. She going to love you always. See, the buck stops here. The moment you disrespect me because now I have boundaries. And with those boundaries are saying, do not cross these lines. And if you choose to cross these lines, guess what's going to happen? It's okay. Because I'm not going to react the way I used to, which was out of my child trauma, which was to react, fight, scream, holler, jump, do all these things. I'm not going to do that anymore. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to cut you off that you have no access to me. See, I'm the access. See, I'm the abundance. I'm love. I'm joy. And I'm peace. I'm all of these things. I know how to show unconditional love. See, I'm a blessing to have in your life. I'm the person that you want to have in your life. I'm the one that you look up and you like, I just want a friend. I'm that type friend that when you talk to me and when you tell me what it is that you got going on in your life, I'm going to be right there for you. See, I'm not going to go talk about you behind your back. I'm not going to backbite. I'm not going to look at you and say, well, you all right. Happy Monday. Well, you should do this. No, I'm going to take whatever you're trying to rock with and we're about to make some understanding to it. I'm not here to poke holes in everything that you do. I'm not here for those type of things. So the boundaries is, if you cross my boundaries, your fault, not mine. Get away from me because I work too hard to get to where I am, to get to the peace and the happiness of where I am today. I am who I am and where I am because I chose to do the work. And if you're not willing to do the work, then you cannot be in my space. And that's how you have to start living your life. That's how you have to start looking at things. I don't care if it's your family. I don't care if it's your man. I don't care if it's your woman. Even if it's your kids. I don't care who it is. Goodbye. Because at the end of the day, when you're down bad and you're crying and you're on the floor and you can't get it right, you can't do anything, guess what? Who's going to be there to help you? Nobody. Everybody got what they need from you. And then you're left with nothing. Haven't you learned? Haven't you learned? Thank you for the follow. When are you going to get to the point that you're going to say, enough is enough? Just because your life is put together. Just because you got everything going on in your life and everything is going good, right? Now, this person chooses to play with their money. I don't care who it is, your family, your kid, I don't care. They choose to gamble with their money, go shopping with their money, decide not to feed their kids with their money. Whatever it is, they chose not to be responsible with their money. So when they run out, oh, coach, now I need this and I need that. Well, guess what? I ain't got it. Even if you do got it. It's a difference of helping people. I'll help all my friends and family. But when you decide to say, I'm about to go on this cruise and I know I got rent, and then you come to me because you know I'm going to be there, now we got a problem, bruh. Back that thing up. Let's talk about it. Let's have a whole conversation about this. Because just because I got it don't mean that I got it for you. See, I went my whole adult life not going on vacations, enjoying myself, having a good time, because there was always somebody that needed something. Even the guys that I would date, they needed something. They needed something. Because I felt like I was the savior. Thanks for the follow, LC. I felt like I was the one that had to be the one to help people. I'm here to help you because you need help. You got your t-shirt business you trying to start up. Guess what? I could be your manager. You got your rap career going on. Guess what? I should help you with that. Somebody needs to be there to help you. But lo and behold, if my money ever ran out, see, we're going to talk about that. If my money ever ran out, they wouldn't be there for me no way. I had a family member that always opened up my door. Always, hey, come on in. Come on in. You can stay with me. Come on and do this. Come on and do that. And then this joke, I had the audacity to go back to the family and say I'm living outside my means. I'm penny pinching because I'm trying to scrap up stuff. And he not even realizing you the problem. See, I was okay living a good, peaceful life with me and my children. I could pay my bills. I could do the things I need to do. And then here you come. And guess what? Not only here you come, you ain't got no job. You like to smoke cigarettes. You like to smoke them funny sticks. You like to drink. You like to do all the reefers and all that. You like to do all these different things. And then you ain't got no car. And then you got to use my car. Now you're running out my gas. And for some reason, you don't understand that you're the problem. You don't get it. But yet, that same family member every time creates a narrative and go back to the family and make these lies up. And when they make these lies up, they make these lies up on purpose to make me look like, oh, she ain't got it like she got it because they have the jealous spirit in them. Come on now. Is you slow? Yes, he was slow. Until finally I got to the point, no more. You will get nothing from me. I am done. And that's how you have to do with people. You have to stop worrying about what will mama think, what will daddy think, what will the people think. When you heal, you stop caring about that anyway. Who cares? Who cares what they think? They don't like you anyway. They've been wanting you to fail anyway. Listen, it doesn't matter if you decided to put a family member in a nursing home, right? Because everything falls on you. Let me talk to the responsible ones. And you ain't got to be the oldest to be responsible, because I'm not the oldest. Let me talk to you. You decide to put a family member in a nursing home. See, they don't think about what you got going on. They just look at you as you got more than I got. Right? You got more than I got. So that means you're doing good. That means you're doing real. I don't even know who I'm talking to because I don't know why I brought up nursing homes. So let's talk about it. You got more than we do. Your house bigger. You got the better job. You should take such and such and take care of them. Bring them in the home. See, they don't care about none of that. What they care about is the responsibility not being put on them. And when you decide to say, okay, I'm going to put this person in a nursing home, what they see is, oh, you ain't no good. Oh, you see how she did such and such. She got that big old house and she did such and such that way. She got this and she did such and such that way. She got all these things and she did such and such that way. If I had it, I wouldn't have put such and such in a nursing home. Well, guess what? You should have had it and you shouldn't have put it on me, because now I'm in a predicament, because what people don't understand is taking in someone that you have to give that extra care. Yep. Yes, it is, Kenna. But that extra care to someone, that's a whole nother burden. I don't care. Listen. Don't take burden as I'm saying like it's a bad thing. What I'm saying is that's a whole nother type of situation. Because if you're working, how can you work and take care of somebody? It's not fair to that person. It's not fair to that person. Unless you can afford a nurse. But it's not fair to that person. Because they're going to be neglected. See, you're a baby twice. So now they're back in their baby state. And now you're an adult. All your kids are grown or whatever the case. Or you may have some small kids. It doesn't matter. It's a different type of caretaking. Right? Even having a nursing home, somebody got to pay the bill every month. It's so much more to it than just, you got a big house, you could put them in there. Okay, I got a big house. Now who's going to pay for this? Who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for this? Well, you got it because you can afford a big house. Okay, in order for me to afford the things to take care of this person, I have to sell everything that I have to take care of this person. No one look at, well, let me help you out. Let me help pay the bill. Let me do this. Let me do that. No one looks at any of that. They just throw it on you because you're the responsible one. You're so responsible. You're just so responsible. I don't want the problems. So, to be fair, you have to get to a point. Stop worrying about what people think. You have to worry about what's best for you and your family. It does not make you a bad person to walk away from things. It does not make you a bad person. It does not make you a bad person to say no. It does not. I don't care if that person gave you the best years of their life. You can only do what you can do. And if you can't do more, then guess what? I would rather you do the best that you can do than to overextend yourself, burn yourself out that you can't do anything for the people that you're supposed to be taking care of. So for my responsible ones out there, we don't care what people say. We're not worrying about that no more. We are healing. We're going within. We're not worrying about what people think. We're not worrying about how people view us. Because they're going to do that anyway. They're going to drag us through the mud anyway. They're going to talk about us like a dog anyway. They're going to create a narrative about us anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, they're going to do it. Yes. Kenneth, yes. Now, I don't know why I got on nursing home. I don't know if it's somebody out there, y'all. Make the decision based on what you can handle. Okay? Because at the end of the day, when that person is gone, you still have to go on in life and you still have to live. And those same people that put all that pressure on you, guess what? They're not going to be there to help you. They're not going to be there to help you bury the person. They're not going to be there to do any of these things. So stop looking for everybody else's opinion. What y'all think we should do? What is it? No, we're not doing that. Go on. Let them go. Make the decision. If it's coming out your pocket, make the decision. Because people do not respect boundaries. How does that look anyway? How does that look? I have to take it. I have to bury a family member. But yet everybody want to tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Thank you for the follow. Everybody want to tell me how I can do it and how I can't do it and how is this. I can believe it, Keisha. I can believe it. And listen. And then they want to tell you, hey, we should do this. And then when you don't do what they want, then. Amen. And then guess what? When you do that, guess what's going to happen? Oh, they're going to talk about you like a dog. They're going to create a narrative. They're going to say you lived outside your means. They're going to say that you never loved that person. They're going to say all these different things and all these different things. One thing that I learned with my father, right, when he passed away, this is what he told me before he passed away. He said, Woogie, I don't want no funeral. I don't want nobody mourning over me. I don't want all these flowers. I don't want all these things. I don't want people sitting up crying and all this stuff moping about me because guess what? I ain't see him when I was here. I didn't see him when I was here. So we kept to that. He said he wanted to be cremated. He said that's what it was. And so you had some people. He had his own life insurance. He had it already set up. He set it up so therefore I didn't have to stress or worry. I didn't have to cry. I didn't have to worry about anything. My stepmom didn't have to worry about anything. All we had to do is just do what he said do and this. Because in his mind, that is it. I don't want my babies worrying about me. Me and his wife. He didn't want those problems. But guess what? We had people. They ain't even do a memorial. Well, if you need some money, I'll help you bury him. Let me explain something to you. If my daddy said he wanted a funeral, that man would have been flown in by a private jet, slid down the road, carried by the carriage, any and everything that I felt that I wanted to give for him because that's my daddy. I would have gave him whatever it is because he was always good to me. So I would have buried him the way that I wanted to bury him. I would have did all these different things. I don't need your help for money. I don't need your help for anything because you were barely there. You were barely there when it was time. When he needed you the most, you were barely there. So guess what? He don't need you now. He said what he said. I respected his boundaries, and that's what we did. Now, if you want to have a memorial, go have a memorial. I'm not coming. Oh, did I do the little shoulder? Oh. The reason why I'm not coming is because of the fact this is a hard pill to swallow for me. His death anyway is a hard pill to swallow for me. That was my road dog. That was my best friend. I loved him the mostest. If y'all understand what the mostest mean. So he did that to make sure that I won't be in depression, sad and not going. So if you want to do something, go do it. But I'm not coming because I know it's not coming from a good place. It's coming from a place of, well, I'm worried what people think. What people said, we just buried him, burned him up and buried him, and we just went on about our business, forgot about him. That's not what we did at all. That's not what we did at all. I don't buried him, burned him up and buried him, and we just went on about our business, forgot about him. That's not what we did at all. That's not what we did at all. I don't give a damn what people got to say. Not at all. I don't care what people got to say. People can say whatever it is that they want to say. People can come left and right and say, well, you did this and you did that. I don't care. I don't care. Because my boundaries is this. Say it to my face then. Come on. Come holler at your girl. Say it to my face. And I'm not gonna convert back to the child in me to react that way. No. I'm gonna lead it, and I'm not gonna convert back to the child in me to react that way. No. I'm gonna lead it. I'm going to let the Spirit lead. Thank you for the follow, that guy, data guy. But at the same time, if you have something to say, come have that conversation with me. We're gonna have a healthy conversation. Outside of that, you don't get my energy. I'm not going to entertain anything to make you feel good about yourself. I don't care about if you feel good about yourself. That's you. Hello, I am King. It's all about what makes you feel good. How are you going to sleep through the night? How are you going to feel? How will you get through this process? Thank you for the follow. So let me tell you how you're going to do it. You're going to do it simply by healing yourself and working on yourself, working within, right? Learning how to stand in your power. Stand and operate in your purpose. And stand in grace. And grace looks just like you and I. It doesn't have as I always talk about, grace does not have that look. For me, when I describe it, it's that shea butter and sweet vanilla smell. Ooh. Just beauty. She doesn't walk, she floats. Thank you for the sharing the live. She doesn't walk, she floats. That's what I thought grace was. So I will always sell myself short because now I'm seeing with my eyes of hurt and disappointment. I'm seeing through the lens of disappointment and hurt. I'm sorry, you guys. I got allergies and anyway. So the ones that came, that's a return. And listen, the ones that follow me, I'm finally in the studio, okay? And I'm working on it. I'm still putting it together. But this is where we're going to do the Tabletop Talk with Coach Nye podcast, okay? And where we'll be doing guests as well. So I know I got sidetracked, so let's get back on track. So this is where you learn how to stand in these things, and you learn how to see things clearly. So when we talk about clearly, we see things with an illusion, right? The illusion is, like I said, with the disappointment and the hurt. You're seeing everything that was taught to you. You see only what, this is what the generation been doing. You see the generational curses. You see, thank you, hallelujah, forevermore. Thank you for the follow. But you start seeing things past illusion. You start seeing things spiritually. You start focusing on the real, what's true. Everything that was taught to you. Thank you for sharing the live. Everything that was taught to you, guess what? That was taught to them. No one ever asked questions. And then when it got to you, you're like, huh? Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. That don't make sense at all. That don't sound good at all. So like I was saying earlier, I was taught, you don't question God. Now I'm always in trouble. Because they say something, I say, why? Now I'm in trouble. I know that's right. So now they say, don't talk. You don't question God. You don't go against God. Give it to you. He'll take it away. And God will do this. And he'll take it away. Well, I don't believe that's what it is. I don't believe that's what. God will never bless me with something and take it away. I can cause it to go away. Because of operating, once I get out of alignment and start operating in my, outside of his alignment. And I start, doing my own thing. My own free will. Anytime you start operating out of alignment, everything you have will start to crumble and fall away. See, because I believe I'm abundant. So you got people that say, yes. So you got people that say, well, you can't do that and you can't do that. You have to be a certain type of way and you got to do a certain type of thing. I don't have to do anything of any way. Don't tell me to be this Proverbs 31 woman. As we've been talking about for weeks, that Proverbs 31 woman was that Proverbs 31 woman that they spoke about in the Bible. My Proverbs 31 woman is the purpose and the purpose that he gave me, the values that he gave me, the morals that he gave me to be my own perfect woman in his eyes, the woman that he wanted me to be. And that's what I needed to lean on and be, not be somebody else, because guess what? That probably ain't gonna work for me. Maybe he got me working night shift, so I'm not gonna be the woman that wake up at crack of dawn, go outside, stir up some cereal and oats in a bowl, make a loaf of bread, make some quilts, go out, buy a land, go out. Maybe my mission is to just show up when he needs me to show up, go do ministry, go do the things that needs to be done. See, that's my job. Yes, that's my job. My purpose and my mission is for me. And Keisha, you got your own purpose and your mission. You're your own Proverbs 31 woman. You got your job to do. Now, if you want to write a book on it and say, this is what a Proverbs 31 Keisha off belly look like, then fine, you can write it. And if people want to follow it, that's on them. But at the end of the day, see, that abundance is attached to you. He gave you your job, and that's the abundance. What they're going to be running for is they're going to be chasing after that. Like, yes, this is what Keisha did to get what she had to do. She a Proverbs 31 woman. I'm going to go ahead and do it too. And I'm going to get this money too. And I'm going to get all this. But God, why I ain't got the money? Why my life ain't as good as Keisha? Because that ain't your mission. You doing your own thing. Didn't nobody tell you to go running behind her? I gave you a job. You too busy focusing on her job and not focusing on your own job. See, your own job is worth billions of dollars. But because you don't see it and you see Keisha operating in her billions of dollars, you sitting back talking about some, why it ain't happened to me? Well, here's why it ain't happened to you. Because that ain't your job. Amen. It's not your job. It's not for you. You chose to go about it your way. You chose to do it your way. You chose to just say, hey, I'm in here. This mine. I'm about to get these billions. Well, you're not until you get in alignment. So I don't want to hear, when people come to you and say, they don't understand. Let me tell you how negative this is. And I get so tired of hearing it. But I don't comment on it because my whole thing with that is, I mind my business. I stay in my lane until you roll your tail over in my lane. Then we about to have a conversation, and you ain't gonna like the conversation, and I don't care, cause it's your fault, not mine. See, I'm minding my business. We talked about that, but anyway, let's talk about it. When people do this. Well, God giveth, God taketh away. You're a hater. That's what you sound. You sound bitter. Because instead of you celebrating that person for their accomplishments that they have and they had and they made and that they did, because you actually know their story. You seeing their glory, but you're the person that actually know their story. That's why I always tell you, it's the people that's closest to you. So listen to me here. Well, God giveth, God taketh awayeth. The same way you can lose it. Yeah. And that's why I ain't lost it. And I'm not going to lose it. And you're going to keep saying that until your dying day. Because I'm going to stay in alignment. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'm about to multiply everything that you're talking about. God is going to take away. Because you're my biggest hater. And the reason why you're my biggest hater is because you're trying to figure out, well, God, I've been praying this. And I've been very faithful. I go to church every Sunday. I get a pastor all my money. I go into confession and I tell them what it is all the time. I'm always truthful. I let people run over me. Lord God, I was doing this. And I did this too. And I did these things. And guess what? You didn't tell him. Guess what else you didn't do? Guess what? All the things on the outside that people can see, yes, you look perfect. But let's talk about the married man you slept with, the married woman you slept with. Let's talk about how you mistreated your kids. Let's talk about how you put everybody before your kids. Let's talk about how the flowers in the attic, threw them on up there. Hold on. Let's talk about the money you embezzled. Let's talk about the money that you were supposed to put in church and it was your 10%. But you I ain't putting no more than $20 up in there. Let's talk about when that person came to you and they were hungry, when they needed a plate to eat and you say, I ain't giving out all my food. Let's talk about those things. See, you can't show up and show out with just the stuff that is seen on the outside. Let's talk about the internal. Let's talk about that person that came to you in secrecy to tell you some things about them because they needed help. And you chose to go behind their back and have a conversation about them. Talk about them like a dog. Talk about them if they, as if they weren't anything. You drug them through the mud. When you had the chance to help somebody, you chose not to because you started looking. When you got that little bit of money, see, remember you said, God giveth, he taketh awayeth. They kill me with that wayeth. Now, okay, great. Because that little money that you had, it didn't multiply because you were nasty. You forgot who you were. You start acting uppity. You start talking down on people. You got your little brand new used car and you start looking down on people that walk. You finally got out your mama basement, moved in with a chick or moved in with a man and y'all living in an apartment or whatever it is. And now you looking down on people that live with their mama. I need some assistance. And how about the ones that, oh my goodness, I met this, talked about the woman so bad, how she had all these baby daddies and how she don't know who a baby daddy is and all this different thing. And now she in a predicament. And she taking men to court, finding out it's not his baby. Come on, man. Come on. And you wondering, God, why me? I'm a servant. I'm a loving servant. I do what I'm supposed to do, God. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Well, I'll tell you, it's your heart. It stinks. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. No. You cannot come into somebody's life. Listen, I don't have people that I come to and I'm always trying to help. But you got one time to try me. I don't care. See, sometimes people act out of their real self. Let's put it like that. Yes. They act out of their real self. See, the real self show up when you challenge that person and when you finally check that person. See, I done have friends and so on. Right? Right. In they flesh. So I don't have friends that call me sis. Bestie. The realest person I know. Neighbor. Sister, cousin, brother. Well, not brother. Let me take that back. I'm a lady, okay? But I'm just saying, my kids call me bro. But you get what I'm saying. So the thing is, when you finally get fed up with how they treat you, and then they choose to come at you out of their flesh, the real them, right? Shows up because you're not coming to them how you used to come to them. You used to come to them first off giving of all yourself. First off, you come in praising them pretty much. You come in putting them first. You come in like, hey girl, you look so good. Look at you. You look so pretty. Look at your hair. You right off the bat. Right? And then you get to the conversation. Now you come and thank you, Queen of Soul. Listen, now you come to them like, hey, what's up? This is what I need. Now you disrespectful. You disrespectful because you done healed now and you know that, hey, I'm coming to you in the same energy you come to me. I don't believe in matching energy, but what I'm saying is I'm coming to you in the energy of I don't have to kiss your behind or praise you just to have a conversation with you or ask you to do something. Because when you want something from me, you come, drag your tail to me, ask whatever you ask, and go on about your merry way. You ain't giving me a compliment, nothing. Yeah, don't mirror them. You don't know. So then it's like, I don't care when I'm going through something. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care how many friends that I got that will follow me, that are following me, or that whatever it is. Let me tell you something, and this is the truth. And I don't care how they feel about it. At the end of the day, when I'm going through something, it is me first, right? This is how I look at it. It's me. It's never me first. It's them come to me with their issues and their problems, and then it's me. And why do I call them friends? Well, some of them don't even understand that that's what they be doing. Some of them just do it because it's their natural thing. It's not that they're selfish people, but they are selfish people. It's not that they are self-centered people, but in that moment, they're very self-centered. Yes. And so in those moments, because of who I am and who I was, because now I'm Coach Nye. See, before I was Nye, I would just sit back, take the back seat, and go. I think the one that hurt me the most is when my father passed, and I had 2 girlfriends that come down here. And I promise you, they had more drama than a little bit. Them 2 drama, they had more drama than a little bit. I couldn't even grieve because they were going through, and because the person that I was, I accepted it. And I said, okay, cool. All right, cool. And I'm going to help. Now as Coach Nye, pump your brakes. Boop. Bye. Exit left. You got problems? Okay. Me too. So what I'm going to need you to do is do it like how I did it. Heal. And then once I'm done grieving and working and fixing me, pouring into myself, then I will have a conversation with you. But neither one of them ever apologized. Ever. None of them. Neither one. Ever apologized. it became a situation and it still was about them. But in that moment, I had to take that, and it's okay, and live with that. So what I'm saying is, when you're healing, you have to nip that in the bud. Stop it. It's not cool. It's okay to say if something's not cool. It's okay to have those healthy conversations. It's okay to say those type of things. But at the end of the day, what is not okay is to take advantage of a situation. Yeah. Trauma dumping. I had a lot of that. And it's, I thought it was healthy. I thought it was giving people a safe place to be able to vent and say what it is that they wanted to say, or how they felt. I thought that was a safe place, but it was not a safe place. It wasn't. It was, I'm going to tell you how I feel. Listen, I had a friend, one of my close friends, my battle buddy. I called her when my babies was young, and yeah, I'm going to tell you. I'm giving you a story now. I told you I'll always be transparent. And I called her, and I just spilled it all. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do that. I was actually looking at leaving this earth. That was me. You know, I could talk about it now because I healed from that. And I just wanted to just be done with it. And I called her, and I said, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what to do. You know, I'm a single mom. I got my kids. I'm working. It's just so overwhelming. I don't have the family. I don't have any of these things. I have none of these things. I have no support. And I called her. And somehow we start talking about her. I called out to her and I cried because I just wanted to end it all. I want it to be done. I don't want to be here no more. I don't want this anymore. All these things. And I'm like, it's not fair to my kids. And what they didn't know is that I had already prepared everything. That week I had updated my it was a couple of weeks prior. I had updated my life insurance and everything. Make sure everybody go. I was getting my, what is it? My will ready. I was getting everything lined up, making sure that money was put where it needed to be. My kids were going to go where they needed to go. I was getting myself prepared to exit. Because in my mind, in my young mind, yes, my affairs in order. I was in my young mind, I'm like, I'm tired. This is the only way I could deal with it, because every time I turn to somebody, they mistreat me. Every time I turn to somebody for help, they turn their back on me. I can't go to somebody and say I need help. Everybody in my family knew I was a single mom raising kids by myself in a whole nother state with no family, but they never thought like, hey, what? No, let me take the scratch that, because there it is. I'm still people pleasing. It's not that they didn't think. How could you not think? How could you not know? How could you not feel? How could you not say, well, they out there by themselves? They didn't care enough to even put any effort to make sure I was okay. So my whole thing is, in my young mind, I'm not doing my children any good by being depressed all the time. My son wrote us a little thing at school. He was about 3. They said, what is it that your mom like to do? Yeah, that's what they thought. Oh, well, because I made it look good, Keisha. Listen, what is it that your mama like to do? And when I read it, my baby said, sleep. See, he didn't understand that. He understood I needed to sleep. But when I was depressed, I didn't want to be up. I was tired of the fake smile. I did not want to be here. And my baby said she likes to sleep. So it was those type of things. When I called her and she gave me, let me tell you how she did it. When even when I went through a divorce, I vented to her about the divorce. She went through and said, well, that's your fault. You chose to bring him in your life. That's your fault. Okay, no taking. We're going to agree to disagree, but whatever. Because it's not my fault for the man to cheat on me. But whatever. We'll take that because she ain't never been married. So, okay, whatever. But then when I got to the point that I was done, then she's like, well, yeah, but that's your fault you feel like that, because you could have stayed married, I mean, she gave the worst freaking advice ever, right, to everything. So I would sit back, and all of a sudden we start talking about her. And I'm listening at night. I sat back. That was the decision I had to make. Am I going to do this or I'm not going to do this? Well, I'm going to tell you how to talk myself down. I had to really look at it because I stopped listening with my hurt ears. I stopped listening to my hurt ears, and I had to listen to the spirit in me. The spirit in me kept telling me I'm not done yet. I got work to do. I'm needed. And I would look at my kids because I know that's unfair to them because they were still calling me mommy. See, they weren't calling me ma, bruh, all that. They were still calling me mommy. And I had to balance the two. Because I can't call home to my family because their whole thing is, oh, she crazy, she this, because they don't know any better because they ignorant themselves. But the one person that I would have hurt the most of the mostest was my daddy. I would have hurt him the mostest. Even though I would have hurt my kids. It was something about my daddy. My kids too now, don't get it twisted. I love my babies. It was my daddy. Because his whole job in life was to always protect me. And now he's at a point that he can't protect me. So there he's looking at like, well, that would have just, they'd have had to throw him in the casket too. Either one of two things. They'd have threw him in the casket with me, or he'd have realized that, you know what? I got to get my grandbabies. So, anyway, talking with God, and I had to pray. And I had to pray over myself. And I had to go through this fight by myself. And I had to do this thing by myself. And I did it. And I came on the other side, and I said, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to do that again. So, fast forward, that same friend. Years later, just happened to be going through the same thing. I'm not an energy type person to match your energy. What I am is I'm going to continue to be who I am. And I'm going to teach you how to be a friend. I'm going to teach you how to be a woman of God. I'm going to teach you how to be a sis. I'm going to teach you how to be a battle. I'm going to rock with you all the way to the end because this is a teachable moment. So in that moment of her going through what she was going through, I went in deep prayer for her. Her divorce, deep prayer for her. When she need me, I'm on the flight. I'm coming to you. I'm telling you, I'm going the steps with you. I'm calling, checking in on you because I know what it is to be a single mom. I'm calling and I'm being there for you. I know what not to say. I know what I should be saying. I know how I need to show up for you right now because I'm about to show up as your friend. I'm about to show up and show out. The enemy cannot attack anything that I am attached to. See, that song, I understand what they mean when everything attached to me when. This is the problem. Nothing attaches to me. Nothing can attach to me because that's how anointed I am. That's how powerful that I am. People cannot attach to me. I can attach to you and you can get the covering of me. You can get the anointing. I can share all those things with you because I attach to you. See, I am the abundance. God, I am connected to God. Me and God have these conversations. Me and God got this relationship. God tell me what I need to do. And if I choose to attach to you, then guess what? You are covered. But when a moment when I say enough is enough, because now your life is about to spin out of control. Your life, you're about to do all these different things. Skip to the loo, my darling, and all these different things. Trying to figure out why everything's going wrong. Did she put a curse on me? Why am I losing everything? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you came up against Anointed One. Your fault, not mine. I'm not about to run and carry you anymore. I'm not about to run and put my hands over you anymore. But what I'm going to do is be obedient. So if he sent you to me, I'm going to do my job. But I'm not going to cross any boundaries. I'm not going to be overdoing it. I'm not going to be sitting around like, you know what, you need a prayer. and you need a massage, and you need a friend to call you every day. And you no, he told me to pray over you, and that's what I'm going to do is pray over you. All those days of me giving all of me to you, it's no more. All the fake friends, all the talk about me behind my back and then show up in my face acting like you care. I got so many things coming down the pipeline, and guess what? God has not revealed not one person that I should share this information with. Friend, no friend. Family, no family. Not one person. I'm so excited, and I want to be excited, and I want to scream, and I want to talk about, look at me, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and it's not one person that God has said share this information with. Not one. And I'm okay with that. Because it's not about sharing it. It's about the fact of no one's allowed to be a part of it. The people that's going to be a part of it are the people that he's sending in with the information that I need. The startup of this, the how I get to this and how I get to that. It's not for me to explain to them of how did I, get to here. He don't even want me to share that. Because that's for somebody else to do. So you will see my glory. And if he says that I should share my story, then I will. I've learned to stop sharing my story, my testimonies. I tell you what I feel you need to know, because it's the spirit that's in you. I don't care if we're friends or family. It's the spirit that's in you that's trying to figure out to please whatever narrative or whatever feeling that you have on the inside. Because at night when you're going to bed and you worrying, or you got this tingly feeling in the inside, that's called envious. When you got that feeling going on the inside of you because you're trying to worry about what this person doing or what that person doing, or is this person doing that, and then you say I'm not jealous, but yeah, I'm low key. That's not what you're not jealous, you're just envious of what's happening. It's not my fault, that's your fault. It's a you problem, not a me problem. And that's why everything in this season has to be quiet. Everything in this season has to be secretive. And the reason why it has to be secretive, because it's harvest time. And the moment that you speak it, the enemy is right there ready to attack. See, I don't care if you've been friends or family. See, what happens is when you're friends or family or whatever it is, the enemy will use you to get to that person because he needs to know so he can sabotage it. But in this season, the only person that's going to sabotage anything is going to be me. And I have healed, so I'm not self-sabotaging myself anymore. See, I'm worth more than that. And that's where you have to get to that point in your life. God told me that I have to teach you, and I need to teach you how to self-love, teach you how to become a better version of yourself. He did not tell me to take your hand and walk you through it. He taught me to teach you. I created a book. I don't care what it is. In the process of the books, I have friends, I have people look over it, and guess what? They always had something to say, something to say, something to say when God told me to stay quiet in this season, and I got the book published. When it was time for me to start my business up, when I reach out to friends and say, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Guess what? At the end of the day, nothing came through. And he told me to stay quiet in that season. Yes, it was frustrating, but at the end of the day, that's how it was. When the family, hey, family, I need some help with this, that, and the third. And they were like, yeah. And then when I call on them, then it's like, no, I got this going on. I got that going on. And it was a reason for that. At first, I got pissed off. I'm not even going to lie. I got real pissed off because I'm just like, wait a minute now. Hold on. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. But hold on. I got so mad because I'm thinking to myself, like, as much as I do for everybody, I can't get one person to just go with the go ahead. Like, dang, just be there. When I call, be there. Don't poke holes in my conversation. Don't poke holes in what I got going on. Don't try and be fake talking about how you really feel. Do you really care how I really feel? That's what I'm saying. It was in those moments that I'm getting real mad, but then God told me, don't you say nothing. It's not time to say anything because I need you to show them. Because those same people are going to want to get to the next level that you get to. And when they call you, I need you to handle it with grace, because it's not about them helping you. It's not about all that, because they're going to come to you for something. You're going to tell them, they're going to walk away grateful because of that's who they are, but they're not going to thank you, and they're not going to say any of those things. They're not going to do any of those things. What they're going to do is walk away like they've been doing. But however, what you're teaching them, you're not teaching them about a business. That's the whole point. They're coming to you this way, but what you're teaching them is how to have grace. You're teaching them what grace is. See, that part that people think like, oh, I'm going to get over on her. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. I'm going to drag them through the mud. And when you stay quiet, when he tell you to stay quiet, it's not that you teaching them how to mistreat you. What you're teaching them how not to have access to you anymore. Because those same people, knock, knock, knock. Hey, nah, let me get this, let me get that, let me get this, let me get that. I need, I want, look at me, pull me, pitiful me, oh my God, oh la 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 la. Not one person called me and prayed over me. Not one person called me and prayed over my business. Not one person called me, prayed over my crown to make sure that the enemy does not come up against me, because what I'm about to do is something spiritual. Not one person said, hey, let me stand in the gap for you right now. Let me touch and agree with you right now. Not one person. But at the end of the day, you get to see my glory, but you need to understand I cannot share my story with you. See, I can't give you the guideline of how I got there. It's not that it's the crab bucket. It's just that that's what he said. Because he gave each and every person time to attach to what I got going on, to learn from it. Because like I said, everything that I attach to wins. So if I'm attached to you, if I reach out to you, I pray over you and I'm there for you, you're already in the winning season. This is when you're supposed to stick with me real close. This is when you're not supposed to let me go through the valley all by myself. This is when you're supposed to be holding the flashlight as I try and find my way through the darkness. This is when you were supposed to stand up and show out for me. This is when you're supposed to be my red nose and my blue nose pit bull on the leash, ready to let loose on a person that's going to attack me. This is when the enemy should be like, oh no, we can't send anybody to Coach Nye because she got 12 warriors with her. This is the time that you were supposed to be speaking life into me when I felt like giving up, when I didn't want to be here, when I didn't want to do the mission anymore, when I wanted to abort the mission. This is when you were supposed to show up and show out, because I'm attached to you. But you did not, and God said you will not. You will not allow them to see the guideline to get to where you are. But they will see your glory. Your story is not for them. Do you understand? So he taught me some things in those moments too. He told me that there are the earth angels, right? You heard of those, right? Those angels. And then there are the chosen ones. Let's talk about the earth angels, the ones that just go through. It's just like they just glide through life. They just make everything look good. It's just like they have an anointing on them. When they show up, you feel better. You want them around you. You feel good. You feel the presence, even if they done mixed in with the world. So let me give you an example, because everybody ain't gonna like this example. So get ready to tune off when I tell you. So let me tell you who was chosen. Saul was chosen. Everybody just think everybody's chosen. Everybody, I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. You wasn't chosen. You chose to be chosen. And that's the thing. People just pick up one day and say, hey, I'm just going to do right because I'm chosen. No, that's not what it was. So let's talk about Saul. He was going around killing up everybody. Yep, you like Christ, I'm killing you too. I'm killing the babies of the babies of the babies because they like Christ. Now you getting up out of here. God said, no, I'm going to need to use you because you doing too much. You out here just taking my people out because you feel a type of way. You feel this. So now I'm going to choose you to lead the rest of my people. Chosen. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to use this example. And like I said, if you don't like it, please hang up. But then you have the angels. Now, the thing is with the angels, the earth angels, they are brought into this world. This world. Okay. Now, do we remember who is the prince of air? So being brought into this world, they're having human-like experiences. And sometimes what an earth angel don't look like an earth angel. Of what you think it should be, or what you were taught it should be, or how you think it should be, or this, that, and the other. Let's talk about DMX. Everybody want to miss. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. DMX was this. He was on drugs. He was on this, and he was on that. But when that man spoke, see, he wasn't the one that sat around and did the whole Bible study. But when he spoke, he could speak the word. And see, I don't want to hear about, yeah, the enemy knew the word too. No. Save that for somebody who care. Go and jump off and go and get on somebody else's life. So let me explain something to you. There's a difference between an earth angel and being chosen. And earth angels, they have human-like experiences. Okay? So that's who he was. He was born that way. It was in him. The God was in him. He didn't pick up the cross somewhere down the line. Hey. No. This man would do his raps and he would sit on stage and say a whole prayer and pray it down. And guess what? People would listen. He would make the whole stadium come to a standstill. Come to a standstill. And so you have the ones that it's just in them, and the ones that God said, I'm going to put it in you because I need you to go do this. I need you to do a job. You have a mission. Have you ever noticed that earth angels, they just make it look so good when they speak of Christ, when they do what it is they're supposed to be doing their job, it just flows out so well. It's nothing. You can have a whole group of people ready to follow Christ because you are doing your job. See, you're a good representative. Even though you having a human-like experience in human form, you're still getting the job done because this is who you are. The job is in you. You're not chosen for the job. It's in you. For the ones that they have this unconditional love. See, love is kind, love is patient. You have the unconditional love, and then you have love. So you got the love that people have in their relationship, right? They got this love in the relationship, and they like, I love you until I don't, or until you piss me off, then I don't love you no more. I love you until I don't. But unconditional love is that love that you have no matter how bad your kids are, or no matter how much that man cheat on you, you still right there because you loving on him and you just attack. People say, oh, it's a soul tie, it's this, that, and the third. Shut up. It's an unconditional love. You love that person. Well, in some cases, I don't know what it is, but love. You'll do it all over again. That I almost, gave out on the table giving birth. I stayed in labor for 40 hours, but I'll do it all over again for him. I would go through the pits of hells. Yeah, I put an extra S on that. That's country. Hells. The pits of hell for my children. And I'll do it over and over and over again because I love them. It's unconditional love. And then you got the agape love. Right? The agape love. That's the love only God can give. Because that unconditional love will get cut off sometimes. You keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing. And that's when you hear people say, I can love you from afar. But see, God don't love you from afar. He don't love you from afar. He loves you with everything. It's his love. Love. The way he loved you, it can't be described. We just give it a word. We give it a love. So instead of it being love, we're going to put unconditional love because that gives it the extra of love. Okay, let's give it a whole nother name. Agape. It sounds even more love. It just sounds even better. It just sounds more intense. But it can't be described. He can't even be described. Because our minds won't even understand it anyway. Thank you for sharing the live. So, yes. Listen, I didn't want to do any of this. All I wanted to do is, I always tell you guys, all I wanted to do is do some exercises. Teach you guys how to work out physically, stay physically fit. You know, that's all I wanted to do. That's it. But years ago, God showed me that I would be where I am right now. And I was just like, nah. I wanted to do it a long time ago. I wanted to get on and do it a long time ago. But I was too much in my people pleasing, worrying about what people were going to say. Worrying about, is this going to work or is that going to work? Thank you for the follow. Worrying about, will it be successful? Are people going to judge me? Because I done did some stuff. Is people going to respect it? It's just all those type of things. And it wasn't till I'm 43 now. So I had to get to this big age to go within and heal all the things that held me back from being the greatest and the best version of myself. The greatest of all time. Yeah. I had to do that. And I did it. I'm proud of myself. I don't look for people to tell me that they're proud of me. I don't look for people to, I just don't care. I just don't care. If, because I'm at the point now that I look at folks and I'm just like, I've been through so much. You can't walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. You can't. You can't handle it. You can't. I done been 2 tours to Iraq back to back. I done had to put up with some military stuff for no reason. I done had to put up with harassment. I done had to put up with racism. I done had to put up with fake friends, people stealing from me, people taking from me. I had to put up with people coming to my life to play in my face. I was married. He played in my face. 10-year gap. I still did not get married within that 10-year gap. And I still allowed people to play up in my face because it was the same energy, different people coming into my life because I wasn't healed. I was letting these jokers come in and play in my face. Then I remarried the man that I divorced the last time for playing in my face. Let me tell you how unhealed that sounds. I remarried a man that played in my face and allowed him to come back and play in my face. But this time, same story, different outcome. This time, we didn't even make it a whole year. 11 months. Here's the divorce papers. You out of here. You don't even get a conversation from me. You don't get an explanation from me. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to drag you through the mud. You just go sign these papers. Oh, now you want to talk about what you did. There's no need to have a conversation. See, this is the part right here. This is when I learned how powerful I was. I don't have anything to say. Because it ain't worth talking about. Let me tell you something, ladies and fellas. If a person you're with, you catch them cheating, what is there to talk about? The only reason it's something to talk about if you're willing to work it out. If you're willing to work it out, talk about it. Have that healthy conversation. I don't know how healthy that is, but that's none of my business. That is your business. Whatever God tells you to do. But y'all have that healthy conversation. Talk about it. Fix it if you want. That's on you. But I tell you what. If you're anything like Coach Nye, if you're anything like Auntie Nye, you're going to know your self-worth. You're going to say, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Let's not get it twisted. Because, you know, some of y'all like to do the tick for tat, the playing the game back to back. Okay, you did this. I did this. You cheated. I go cheating. And that's what was told to me. This is what were told to me by older women and other women. This is what they told me. Well, just go cheat. Girl, bye. I'm not getting out of alignment for this joker. You know what I wanted to say. I'm not about to let this dude mess up anything for me because I want to get back at him. It ain't that deep. See, you get back at people because you want to be petty. I'm not petty. You get back at people because you want to get envious. I'm not envious. I could care less. Listen, if you out there throwing that thing around, that's on you. Go throw that thing around. I don't want it. Matter of fact, what happened is the illusion came off and I'm trying to figure out why did I want it. Now I'm looking at myself in the mirror crazy like, now why did I let these people touch me? Every person I done dated, I'm going back. See, everybody else is stuck in the moment of, oh, she might have him and she might love him. And now I'm looking at now, what in the hell was wrong with me? What mental issue do I have that made me go with people or get with people like this or like that? I need to fix that. Because I don't know, I might be a little slow. Let me fix that. Something is wrong with me. Where am I broken? Somewhere in here. Where am I broken that I need to fix this? Because you get people, they run and they just go to God and they go to God. Yes. And then you go to God and you go to God. And y'all just praying. Y'all ain't listen to the spirit in you. Y'all listen to the child in you. And the child in you is saying, hey, we've been abandoned all our life. We don't like being abandoned. So get that man another chance. Get that woman another chance. But the spirit in you is telling you what to do. And then y'all come out of the isolation or y'all fasting or whatever it is that you do. And you say, well, God told me to work on my marriage. Okay. Or was it the child in you that needs to be healed from abandonment issues told you to work on your marriage? But that's neither here nor there. I don't know. I'm not in your head. I don't know what God told you. I mean, you do what you do. But I tell you what. When I walked away and when I had my conversation and when I walked away, it was more of this is a lesson that needed to be learned because you went in the first time and married him and that wasn't your person. You categorized and made that man. Yes, made that man your husband. Okay, fine. Now the second time after you did it, but see, in that time, this is what I blamed on. I was vulnerable. My dad just passed and I'm like, okay, maybe this is what it's supposed to be. We're older now. Girl, bye. See what your child justifications will get you? Back in a situation that you know that you shouldn't be in. So I got up out of there. I didn't give conversations. I didn't give a whole thing of amen. I didn't give the whole spiel of, you hurt me. Well, I gotta say that. He already know he did. I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you any of my emotions. Listen, you can't get any of my emotions. You're not gonna see me sad, cry, upset, mad, happy. You're not seeing anything. Even if I'm happy I'm getting a divorce, you're not going to see any of that because my emotions are valuable. And I know that if you looking at my emotions, you're feeding off of that, it's making you feel good on the inside. Because those same text messages from that young lady that you were having and you were making her feel bad, so you were deleting your text message, you kept her text message because it was feeding your ego for you to look back at your phone and see the hurt and the pain that she was going through because you chose to get married over her. And it made her feel a type of way and it made you feel a type of way. On the inside, you kept going back. And I realized that he's a hell of a lot of special. So something wrong with you. Something is wrong with him. So what I said and I thought to myself is, God used people for everything. So who's to say that God, because you got to remember, everybody think like, oh, I'm just a child of God. No, how you about that young lady is a child of God. But he used me. See, I'm the person that steps in. When I step in, I shut stuff down. When I step in, I bring the pain. When I step in and I speak, I make stuff move. So how I know I wasn't used to bring the karma to him because of the way he mistreated his daughter. I don't know. But at the end of the day, guess what happened for me? Coach Nye, you don't get a word from me. And it was so funny. It was funny. I'm not going to lie. I had to chuckle a little bit because I thought to myself, this is weird. He's a little weirdo. Okay, cool. So let's talk about it. I thought to myself, how in the world did he think that I was playing? You know why he thought I was playing? You know why he thought that, okay, she's just mad right now. We going to be back together. It's because he didn't know Coach Nye. He knew Nye. See, Nye would go for anything. Nye would give everybody a chance. Nye was just that chick that was just like, things happen. Nye was just, hey, you guys, you need somebody to run over? Pick me. I'm the pick me girl. I'm Nye. But Coach Nye is something serious. She sits back. And I laughed. Because in his mind, we done got married again. She ain't gonna go through another divorce. Say less, bruh. What happened in those 10 years of a gap from our last divorce was I was healing from learning how to not allow things to affect me or feel that I need things into my life. See, that's something he didn't know. So I was learning how to detach. And I learned those lessons of detaching. And so that's why I've always been the one to, you can hurt me. You can come into my life. You can hurt me, but I don't dwell on it. I've had people, even after the divorce, that tried it. But I don't dwell on it because you're not that important. You're not that important. You don't bring nothing to the table that's worth me caring. And that's where you guys have to get to that point, ladies, men. You got to get to the point of, why are you okay with somebody having you in the corner sucking your thumb crying? Why is you in the corner sucking your thumb crying, rocking back and forth because this person exited your life? Yeah, I know it's easier said than done. But honestly, ask yourself that. How do you view yourself? How do you view yourself? Because if you're sitting back worried, fighting with a man or a woman, going back and forth, throwing verbal slurs at each other, doing these nasty things to each other, saying these nasty things to each other, dragging each other through the social media, doing whatever it is. He go out, I'ma go out. I'ma go out, he gonna go out. I'ma go smash, he gonna go smash. And all these things, and both of y'all end up with STDs. I'm not understanding. Both of you, you're foolish to me. All because you want to get back at the person that hurt you, and then after it's all over with, y'all back together. It goes to show that you look at yourself as less than. And it's okay, because we all been in that place. And it stems back from your childhood. Somewhere along your childhood, you were hurt. You were hurt. You were abandoned. And it hurt. You don't like that feeling. So therefore, you always make sure you have someone there. Yeah. And then we go and we get married. And we really don't even want the person. We don't. It's just that we're trying to fill a spot, a place in our heart. Feel the pain. We really are. And you're with that person. You're not even happy. You looking crazy, he looking crazy. Y'all just two crazy looking folks together. But ain't nobody happy. But guess what you can say? My husband, my wife, my man, my girl. But nobody's happy. That's stupid. That's real stupid. So in this season, as we started off, In this season, we're learning that this season we're harvesting. We got 3 months left. Wait a minute. No, we don't. No, we don't, because October about over with. Sorry. So you got November, December. Okay. So you got the rest of this month, November, December. Right? And okay. Sorry. But we got the rest of this time. This is all about harvesting, getting us prepared for the winter time. So, meaning you're stocking up for the winter. This is the time that you're going to enjoy all your the seeds that you have sown. You're going to enjoy these things. And in the springtime, and so with that being said, in these times, you're going to go back to your drawing board. You're going to write it out. You're going to put a new plan together. You're going to go back to the lab and be creative and come up with different things, because now you are going to work on our generational wealth. We're going to do all the things that we need to do. And so you go into the lab. That's what you're going to do during these winter seasons, because when spring comes, you already got what you need, and that's your seed. You already got what you need. You're going to take it, and you're going to take that seed and you're going to go plant it. Meaning everything that you came up with, when the spring comes, you're going to start making it happen. You're going to start sending this one that way, sending this one that way, sending that way. You're going to start getting everything together in the moment, getting it together. Because when harvest season come back around again, you're going to be able to see the fruits of your labor. See, right now, I'm seeing the fruits of my labor. But wait a minute now. It's like they're little buds still. They're little buds still, because I'm starting now. I'm starting to get the invites. I'm starting to get all these different things. All the stuff that, I have to do so I can excel. I'm getting all these things. Just for me to blossom, to be a household name. You know what I mean? And those are the type things that I have to continue to work in silence. The enemy knows the end goal already. You have to remember, the enemy knows the end goal. The enemy know where I'm supposed to be. The enemy know what I'm supposed to have. The wealth and everything. The enemy knows those things. He just don't know when, and he just don't know how. Because if he knew the how I was going to get there, he'd already put the roadblocks there. And that's why in this season you have to stay quiet. Just operate. And that enemy can be your family, your friends. If they haven't supported you from day one, don't expect them to support you now. Just continue to do you. And I'm going to tell you right now, everything that I got going on, when it's time for me to tell my story, I just want y'all to know right now, it was me, myself, and I. My kids, I'm not giving them credit either. No, because they want to be there for the fun time, but they do support me. Okay. But my job is to prepare them, because they have jobs. So yes, it's been me, and now don't get it twisted. It's God, of course, but He's made it that easy, and it's like he carried me through most of it, because I have not felt worn out to the point that I want to tap out and give up. So it's been me, and that's why I'm so grateful, and I'm so I feel blessed. Because no one, and he made it that way, no one's going to be able to get the glory but him. Because that's the only person that I am going to be able to give that glory to. When I do my thank you speech, it's going to be him. Everybody else will be, thank you for doing these things because it pushed me to do this. Thank you for mistreating me because it pushed me to do greater. Thank you. That's the type of thank you. And I refuse to give them thanks for that. I'm not acknowledging it in any type of way. I'm going to stand with who I know and who was there and what I know. Yes. So that's where you guys have to get in life and be, okay? Yes. So standing in your purpose, standing in your glory, standing in grace. And that's what we started off talking about. Mm-hmm. Power. You got to know how to stand in your power. Thank you for sharing the live. You got to know how to stand in your power. In this season, in any season that you start in your life, if you decide to wake up, right, and you decide to go within and heal, and you decide to do these things, everybody that I tell, they say like, oh, the spiritual awakening and different things. So it's a gap between the younger generation and the newer generation. And with that, that's where I come in to bridge that gap, because the younger generation is into the spirituality of, the universe, spirit, different things, that and the third. The older generation is into the whole religion, God, and then the religion. It's only one God, and then it's what religion. Then you guys go into a battle of the religion. You either sanctified, you're Baptist, you this, and it's just too much. It's just too much. When at the end of the day, the universe, when you pray into the universe, that's God. Just the same way how his name changed over the times. Yahweh, all these different things. And it went from this name, and then it went to that name, and then it went to God. We call him God. Got to my generation, all I knew him as God. All these other things, Jehovah, all this, like, I don't know who that is. Now in this generation is universe. So I need the older generation to stop knocking the younger generation, because they own to something. One thing that they're on to is they brought something into this world that we seem to forget, because we love to preach the Bible, but nobody go in the Bible and look and where it says it specifically talks about how to manifest. It says the word manifest. It tells you how to manifest. But for some reason, no one heard the word manifest until the newer generation came in. It goes to show you how what we believe, someone can tell us anything and we run with it. Or we don't go read it for ourselves, because we immediately knock the younger generation. Because I'm not going to lie, I did it too, because I was so sick of them. Like, oh my goodness, they talking about some manifesting into the universe. And I'm like, it's God. And they talking about a universe, but at the same time, we talking about the same person. And they talking about the same thing, except for they were born into the world with the veil lifted. We were born into the world with the veil down. And we were born into the world with the illusions. See, it was time, their season, their time to come into this world, to birth a new thing. Have you noticed there's a lot of autistic children that are born in this generation? A lot of them. And people look at autistic kids as, something's wrong with them. No. They're very intelligent. There's something like earth angels. But that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about it another day. So be mindful. Be mindful. But anyway, in this generation, they come in and they talk about the different things of, I pray to the universe, I write it down, and I'm this, that, and other. God said, write it down, put it on tablets, and make it plain. See, the thing is, we were born with illusions. We were born with what they told us. We didn't take the Bible and open it up and look at it for ourselves. And what they're saying is, I write it down, and I get it. The Bible says, write it on tablets and make it plain. They're writing it down and they're manifesting it, and it comes to them like that. Like that. And then they like, well, why is they getting all this? Who they praying to, some devil, and they praying to this and they praying? No. They're doing what they were told to do. We pray with stipulations. We pray. This is what we do. God, I ask that you bless us financially, but Lord God, don't let it cause me any issues. Lord God, give me patience, but don't let me have to go through this. These babies done came in and said, they ain't thinking about nothing because the veil was lifted. This. These babies done came in and said, they ain't thinking about nothing because the veil was lifted. So they come straight in like, God, because they have that direct connection. And see, this is the thing. We all had a direct connection. The problem is when we were birthed out, the enemy was waiting on us. He already done planted the seeds with our parents of the illusion, with the doctors of the illusions. Everybody that come out, as soon as we come out, they say, oh, it's a boy. Congratulations. He's going to be an engineer. He's going to be, he's look just like his father. He's going to be just like his father. Well, his father is trash. You didn't already curse the baby. His father been working on his rap career for the last umpteen years. And it ain't took off yet. His father don't even know how to, he don't know how to take out the trash. He can't even think for himself. He didn't pass the 5th grade. But that's what you said. These jokers came straight out and said, so I'm important. I'm gonna be a millionaire from birth. Because they already knew that direct connection. They already knew what their mission was for. They didn't come shake it up left and right. They didn't do any of those things. Them jokers came back in. Them jokers came in and said, hey, this is what I want to do. And this is what I'm going to do. So I am here, 9 years old. He's a YouTuber making millions of dollars. What? At 9? What was we doing at 9? Sure, when I had my son at 9, he was trying to do YouTube and stuff. And he told me, I'm going to be a gamer. And I was like, no, you're not. You're going to college. You're doing this and you're doing that. That ain't going to make you no money. You got to work hard. You got to get a 9 to 5. You got to work your butt off. You got to stay at that desk until you're 80 years old. And then when you retire, you got to get another job. You got to be a greeter at Walmart. You got to keep working because how you going to buy a house? How you going to send your kids to college? How you going to see? Because that's what was taught to us. So I done ruined now my son, like, you know what? I don't even want to be a gamer no more. I done ruined this man's life. He was supposed to be a multimillionaire, and he's 17 years old. He was supposed to be a multimillionaire at the age of 10. Yeah. My baby said that's what he wanted to be. And I took that from him because I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better. Then, here's another thing. They came to me and was like, hey, you want to, I already know. I know now. I didn't know then. Then I'm like, no, you got to do this. Now I'm like, oh my God. I hope they ain't mad at me. And I hope they ain't on here either. But listen, when they came to me and said, hey, you want to do some Bitcoin? Bro, if you don't get out of my face. And then COVID hit. I ain't got time for this Bitcoin, the scam, this, that, and the third. I ain't got time for this. Hey, he already got one. Listen, I just went and bought me one. I bought me the digital one, right? I'm like, yes, so I can get my games on. I like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, stuff like that, so I could just have my me time. Them jokers will not download no games on my digital. They won't download no games on my digital. But anyway, so I don't want to do no Bitcoins. And then I got, 13-year-old, 14-year-olds. Remember when Bitcoin hit and them jokers talking about, yeah, I got 6,000, I got 7. Man, all because I'm stuck in a timeline that taught me. The new timeline that these children came in on, the younger generation came in on. You know, this is how the enemy blinded us. We got stuck on the whole, wait a minute, you know, the whole, was it pansexual, mansexual, heterosexual? I don't know. It was all these sexual things. The enemy blinded the older generation. We like, hold on. What is this? I don't understand. And the whole time, that was the least of anything. People, you be who you are. That was the enemy messing up the whole older generation for us to focus on that versus to focus on it's a new timeline that just entered. The new earth has entered the building. It is unveiled. The new earth is here. But guess what? We are the Moses. We are the Moses. Right? We're not going to get to see the milk and honey because the enemy got us stuck on this timeline. But I was like, hold on. I see there's a problem. Wait a minute. These kids are talking about something. My generation, you know what? Let me hop on this new timeline real quick. I had to get over there. No, we ain't going to be no fool, but you know what? We ain't going to be no fool, but we're going to miss out on a whole lot. We're going to miss out on a whole lot. But it's just history repeating itself. Because think about it. the grandmas that was born in the 20s, things like that. And they were still alive when cell phones came around. On no cell phone. The 30s, they on a cell phone. My daddy was born in the 50s. 54. To get him a cell phone, it was like biting on bricks making gravel. He don't want a cell phone. He'd rather not have. But anyway, so I had to get over here and figure out, wait a minute, because somebody need to supervise over here on this timeline. So I'll be the one that's going to supervise. I see y'all running rampant as well as manifesting everything. So now I'm over here. Yeah, amen. But now I'm over here and I'm understanding that they're not talking about anything different than what we're talking about. They are very misunderstood because they choose to use their lingo that they want. You got to think about it. Our parents looked at us. Remember Bone Thugs and Harmony? Nobody knew what they was talking about ever. But we be back there rapping it. Don't know what we rapping the whole time. They were so demonic. You had to read their doggone the back of their CD label in the mirror so you can read it. And it wasn't all hyped up what it was supposed to be, right? We didn't know what we was rapping. Our parents looking at us like, what are y'all talking about? Like that was just so stupid to them. Yeah, that was so stupid to them. Now the rap that my kids listen to, it makes me nervous. So that's why I had to come over here and supervise on this timeline. And while I'm supervising on this timeline, I'm understanding the same enemy is over there, but he's in a different type of way. So guess what he's doing? He is he is over there running rampant. What he's doing is he's doing the whole, hey, let's talk about this in this song. Pop the pills, drink it, take yourself out. You don't need to be on this world. Just sit. Hold on. That needs to be supervised. Because our young kids, right now, they're free. They don't have any strings on them. They don't have any of that. They are free. These jokers are free. I mean, listen. They don't worry about no racism. They don't worry about no nothing. They do what they do. They said what they said. And guess what? You're going to comply. And whatever agenda they had when it came to the LGBT community, guess what? That agenda got pushed. And guess what? We complied. Because they meant what they said. And they said what they said. They will be respected. It ain't our fault. It ain't their fault that we chose to comply with everything that was taught to us. They said no. They came out the womb like that. So now I'm over here supervising on a timeline because in this timeline, I understand and I love it. Okay? But I still know that there needs to be some rules and some regulations. So let Coach Nye introduce and enter the chat room with these jokers. So now let me help them out because I need my other buddies to help me too. I need my older generations to help me because this is just too many people. So what it is now what I'm going to teach them is when they say universe, okay, older generation, they're talking about God. Don't worry about it. They're cool. Okay, the spirituality, that means that they're not bound to no religion. Okay, which is okay. They shouldn't be because half those religions, the values and morals were made up. They were man-made anyway. So move them to the side anyway. We don't need those no more anyway. So that's something that we need to do away with. So this is what they're telling us that we need to do. And it's truth. It's facts in this. And so now they're understanding that they can speak to God just the same way Jesus spoke to God. See, Jesus went to the mountain. He meditated and he did these things and he was able to speak to God. Moses, when he went up there, same thing. When he go into prayer, meditation, same thing. So guess what? They meditate and they speak to their higher up. You can meditate too when you pray. Same thing. You're talking to God. Same thing. So it's nothing that they're doing that is out of this world, that it's like they're out of control. Everybody just needs to understand it's the same thing, different language. It's kind of like we're all speaking English, but they're speaking English 20.2. And we still over here English 2.0. Okay? Same thing. So they're free. They don't put limitations on themselves. They don't sit and be under the law and the commandment of others. They don't do that. They did away. And this is the thing. God put you had the Old Testament and the New Testament. the veil. You had the Old Testament where everybody had to go by the law, because this was the law, because Jesus Christ has not entered the chat yet. He has not come in yet to save us. He has not come in to teach us the way. So it was the law. It was the law that God put. It was the things that he said. It was everything that he said in the law and the commandments and everything that he told us that we have to comply by. But then the New Testament came. The New Testament came and said, okay, remember how all the Pharisees, they were having problems. Same thing, same generation, same what's happening right now. History repeats itself. Remember when Jesus came, the old Pharisees was like, no, you can't do that. The law says this, that, and the other. And Jesus was like, no. You can heal people on the Sabbath day. On the Sabbath day. You can do these things. This woman can touch me. This woman, just because she had a cycle, she don't have to go outside anymore, outside the gates. This woman that had the issue with blood, guess what? They all like, oh God, she nasty, she touched him. He like, she could touch me. Yeah. Wait, Jesus, you going to the party? I'm going to the wedding. Yes, I am. Because he's teaching you how to live. He's teaching you like, hey, I'm doing these things. This is not going to keep me from the kingdom. Same with the new generation. Yes, I can go tattoo my whole forehead and the back of my neck, and I can still be a millionaire and make millions and do what I'm supposed to do and still love God and teach it. And the old folks, what we talking about? Who gonna give you a job with a tattoo across your forehead? Because all we know how to judge. We know how to judge. This new generation, they care less about you. They're not thinking about you. You can go about your business because they're so focused on what it is that they want and what they have their mindset on, what God told them they were going to be. So guess what? You don't even matter. Please buy. And then they go manifest their millions. And you still sitting over here in poverty talking about I worked at this job for over 30 years. For over 60 years. I've been living in the same house for over 60 years. I've been driving the same car for over 15 years. Yep, that 401k, yes, I've been saving for years. Yep, you've been saving since I was a kid, talking about you sending me to college. I didn't go to college. Jobs don't care about us. Jobs only exist because we keep making it seem like we need them. Guess what? This is a new season. This is a new timeline. And whether you want to stay on the old timeline, you can do that if you want to. Or you can get on the new timeline. Because here's the thing. God told us exactly what we need. If you go to Genesis 1 through 29, he lets you know that the herbs and for the chosen one, for his people. For his people. This is how you're going to eat. It's better than meat. This is how you're going to survive. So you can go to the backyard and do what you need to do. What you need a grocery store for, because they told you that, hey, well, you need cough syrup because you got a cold, you got to take this. When God gave you everything that you need, every herb that you need to make you, if you're sick, to get better. Because the older generation, what was taught to us, it was taught to us because you got to look at also, look, we went from slavery, we went from being kidnapped to slaves, to being free, to not being free. Mentally. So being free, meaning we can go about, but mentally, we're stuck in the, okay, you free? Well, you sick? This is what you need. And it's going to cost this much money. And you forgot that where you came from. See, you don't remember where you came from because the original people that were kidnapped to be brought into this country to be slaves. See, within time, they start doing away with their holistic approach. They start doing away because what they were teaching their kids, if you read the Jim Crow law and different things like that, it talks about in order to make that slave comply, beat the father in front of the child. You beat the father in front of the mother. Beat the father in front of the mother. She'll raise her child not to be disobedient. So therefore you won't have problems out of that child. So therefore, all the rituals and different things that they had to make them feel better when they're sick and different things like that, they started doing away from that, getting away from their practices because they were told that those practices were no good. The practice that you need to follow is the Christian practice, and this is what you need to be. And then we have doctors, and the doctors will give you medicine. And now we're free, and guess what? We don't know anything but what was taught to us now. See, because the original people that were kidnapped, they made their own herbs. They called them, what did they call them? They said they were witch doctors. Were they really? They said that, you know, they did rituals, that they were witches and different things like that. They were spiritual. But anyway, we're not getting into all that. So I'm going to go back. Let's bring it on back. Bring it on back to this new generation. So the things that they're teaching us, we have to learn that it's not bad. They understand the mission. They understand the task at hand. And a lot of people feel like they got it easy. They got it so easy. It's not that they got it so easy. It's just we have different outlets. We have social media now that you can become famous. You can be a celebrity off of social media. They don't have to go through the things that in my generation and before had to go through. They had to sleep their way to get to the top. They had to give head to get ahead. Do you understand what I'm saying? They had to do all these different things to get to the top. Now it's, I'm here. I made a name for myself. And I'm here. And you're going to respect it. And if for them, they worked hard to get there. For us, we just look at it like, you did not work hard at all. You didn't do anything at all. All you did was made a YouTube, but it took guts to do that. See, that's the thing. When you're in alignment with God, everything just falls in your lap. God told you to start that business. God told you to get on social media, get on a platform, preach, do whatever it is, speak life into people. Hey, do it. And then everything will fall into your lap. Once again, you guys, I done got to talk and I said I was going to do this again. So this is the t-shirt. Her name is Keisha Off Belly. You guys go check her page out and get your t-shirt. Yep, I have a sweater as well. Listen. Ain't nobody dripping like I'm dripping right now. Ain't nobody dripping like I'm dripping right now. Now, she got a blue one. But this pink one, it's kind of tough. Don't come for me. And then it feel good, okay? It feel real good. I'm just saying. So you guys, go ahead, get her, support her in any way that you can. She got different apparel, t-shirts, and things like that. So when you're in alignment, everything falls in your lap. And with this young lady, she followed me one time and been following me ever since. And that's all it takes. Because guess what? God bring the right people into your life. When she came in, right on time. Now, I love to promote people's stuff. So if you guys got some stuff that you want me to promote, go ahead in my DM. I love to promote people's stuff. And so what we want to do is, oh, it's so cute. What we want to do is get her out of the shadow ban. What happened is, you know how TikTok is. So if you guys go and like one of her posts, go on her profile, follow her. If you like one of her posts with her showing her sweaters or different things, share it. That's all it takes. Share it. Put it as a favorite. Like it, share it, favorite. Put a comment. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And then you tell your friend and tell a friend. Girl, I'm clean. You better watch out. Girl, I had my little heels on. My little tennis shoe heels on. You couldn't, girl, bye. So listen. So back to what I was saying, you guys. So make sure that we have to learn to be gentle with the newer generation because they know what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about, but at the same time, they need guidance. And that's why God allow us to be sound mind and be put into their lives to help guide them. Do not disrupt that. So the same way with the old Pharisees, they were trying to come up against Jesus. Matter of fact, they were part of the reason why he was crucified because they felt that he didn't know what he was talking about. And they felt that he was doing sorcery. That's what they thought. That's what they felt. And the whole time they were just coming on to another timeline. And it was a new timeline. The New Testament, it was a new timeline. It was time for things to start changing. It was under a new government. It was under new laws. And they took him out, which was part of the plan, but he was only there to do what he needed to do. So therefore, we can have grace up under him. So, as I said, all I wanted to do was do some workouts. That's it. Thank you for the rose, boo-boo. Thank you for the rose. Oh, thank you. All I wanted to do was teach physical fitness. Then God said, okay, I'm going to, he made it plain as day, the gap. And I knew what that meant. So, okay, then I'm like, well, I'll teach self-love. Somehow, I done went from teaching self-love to being somebody's pastor. I'm not sure how that really happened. All I wanted to do is teach you how to love yourself. But when you allow the Spirit to lead, you'll be down a rabbit hole of a different mission. And see, that's what, no, let me not say a different mission, because that's what I wanted to say and that's what I thought. But it was my mission all along. It was my mission all along to speak. And I allow him to speak through me. And I just go with the flow. And whatever that I want to talk about, because I come in here with an agenda. Don't get it twisted. I be having an agenda. But I usually never get to the agenda because that's what I want to talk about. It's not what he want to talk about. This platform is his. Everything that I do is his. So, dang, I want to go out by the pond. I think it's a little warmer outside. What y'all thinking? We only got 7 people in here now. What y'all thinking? Y'all want to go by the pond? I don't know, it might be a little chilly outside. I love it out there. But, yes, so, yes. So, I'm getting ready to close it out. I know that's right. Listen, I still got some little flowers to plant in there. I finished planting my big mums, but I still got the smaller ones I need to plant. That's what I was supposed to do today, Keisha. I really was. I was going to do a live and go live with that, but then I didn't want to sweat out my hair. Now, let me tell y'all something about the hair. So, I went and I cut my hair some weeks ago. I had them cut it. I had cut it already. I went straight to the bathroom. Oh, appreciate you too. I went to the bathroom in April and I was like, you know what? I wanted something new. You know, I had went through the divorce. I had went through my spiritual awakening. I came up out of it. And this is just a me type thing. When I go through something, anybody that touched anything of mine, it got to get gone. I got to get it gone. Get you some mums. And then they have the did I say those right? Perennial? No, I have to find a name for you. I'm going to tell you. I'll inbox you. That's winter flowers, so they'll still be colorful during the wintertime. And so I took the clippers and I just cut it all off. Because my hair had started breaking off. And I've always wore short hair, but I had decided to grow my hair, you know. And then I was like, it started getting soft. And all the stress. I was doing so much at one time. I was writing books and everything else. God had me working, right? So I cut it off. And I just had been, you know, just letting it grow on its own, doing its own thing. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me go back to like a pixie cut, like a little style. And so I went to the lady, had her cut in a style. Listen, thank you so much. So listen, it's been a couple of weeks and I grew out. I had the longer sideburns. So then I went, because I'm that type of chick. Now listen, I have so many talents. But I allow people to make me feel like I have no talent. So I have people that make me feel like, oh, you should get that done professionally. If you don't get it done, because if I went and got it done professionally, it looked the same way, right? So I was like, okay, I'm cutting my hair. So I went, molded it last night, the night before, and tied it down. Then got up that morning, got that comb, them scissors, that old school cut. Got my little clippers, cleaned my sides up, my back. Now, you know, the way I really wanted to kind of fade down my back a little bit. But I'm like, listen, let's not get too wild. But I did all right. And so that's why I did not, and I curled it this morning. So I didn't want to get in the yard and sweat it out. So that's why I didn't plant my little plants, the rest of my little plants. Yes. But all right, ladies and gents, thank you so much. Tell me more about my eyes, girl. Tell me. Listen, y'all, I enjoy y'all so much. I love when y'all come through. I love when y'all come through. I love when y'all come through. You know, when I be getting to talking and going earlier, I still, even to this day, I still get, thank you so much for the support. You are truly awesome. Thank you. I support you always. Listen, I still get to the point that I get a little nervous sometimes when speaking, and I've been speaking for a long time. The thing is, I think the reality hits me, when I look up and I may see 100 people in here, and the reality hit me. And that's why I try not to even look at the phone. So I have the live also on my big screen, so I can still feel like I'm talking to you guys, because sometimes it hit me in the reality of, listen, all these people are under your voice right now, and this is the time that I have to make sure that I don't get out of alignment of what God want me to say. So one time when it got up to like 200 and had like 200 some people in there, and I'm just going, I'm in the mix. I'm outside by the pond, and I'm just going, and I happened to look at the number of people. See, I looked at it before, but I didn't have my glasses on. And I just happened to reach for my glasses and look over. And all the people that were under my voice, it took me back. It didn't take me back like, I'm going to get emotional, okay? It didn't take me back like, oh, wow. It took me back because I understood I was operating in my gift. And my gift, I was so overwhelmed with the joy that I am leading how I'm supposed to be leading. And so I kind of had to, it hit me in my chest. I had to take a deep breath, and then the numbers will go all the way down and go all the way down. And so one time, all my numbers, as time went on, we talked, and I just only had like one person in here. I found myself like getting discouraged. Like, what did I do? Is it something wrong? Is it this? But I had to remember, this is when the enemy comes in. What the enemy do is he'll take you off that high, right? One person. Now, in this time, you got to look at, I had been on for over 2 hours. It's time to wind down. There's a moment of not talking. The enemy will have the illusion, and this is where the illusions come in at, that no one's listening to you. You're not talking about something. Now I'm going back to the drawing board. Exactly. Now I'm going back to the drawing board like, oh, what did I do wrong? Then I get insecure. Then I realize, wait a minute, hold on. This is not my energy. This is not my energy. I rebuke it right now. This is not my energy. This is something that is being casted on me. Now, people think like all this witchcraft and all these curses and spells and rituals and things are not real. Well, these things are very real, because if you speak it, that's a curse. Do you know how many people that's out here? People that I have even collaborated with, that we no longer collaborate with, is not happy about the attention that I'm getting. And they speak those things. I was shadow banned for a while. It was a lot of things. But what I refuse to do is give up. Matter of fact, this is the craziest part. When I became shadow banned, that's when it spoke the loudest to me to start doing my lives. I'm like, well, why? I don't understand how I'm only getting 5 views. I don't understand anything about the social media stuff. I never even had a social media until last year. I opened up the social media. Well, I had a social media, but I had to cut down for so many years. And I opened it up last year. And then I realized that it has nothing to do with me. It's everything about the mission. And when you start operating your life that way about everything, it's the mission. It has nothing to do with you. It's the mission. It has nothing to do with the way you think. It is the mission. So whatever you do, as long as the mission is attached to you, the abundance is attached to you, and God's still giving you that glory to have, or that the grace to have that mission attached to you, you're going to get attacked. But they're not attacking you. They're attacking the mission, the task at hand. Because the moment when you, and this is the thing too, what I realized, the moment that you get one person under your voice to operate, and you teach them how to operate in the glory of God, in the grace of God, in their purpose, in their gift, that moment, that one person, see, that's when the enemy is not happy. In the midnight hour, everything changes. See, all you have to be, the 9 people that's on here, so whatever I'm speaking, you're still here, right? So you're here. So let's have a conversation. So whatever it is that you're going to take from me, I don't care if it's the way I say conversation. And you walk away and say, I was talking to Coach Nye, she said conversation. That's okay. Let it ring. Let it ring. Because now you got somebody else that may want to hear Coach Nye say conversation. Now they're going to tune in. Let it ring, because it's not for you or that person. That person is going to talk. It's for that 3rd or 4th person that's going to get invited into my life, that's going to change their whole life in the midnight hour and join the new timeline. Thank you. They're going to join the new timeline, the new earth, the leaving the old behind, leaving the old way of thinking behind. See, this new timeline, this new earth that we're living in, and as I speak of it, that term, I'm just separating the two, but what we're living in now is all about bringing the generational wealth back to the bloodline, because your bloodline is rich. And who's to say all 9 of us, the reason why we're still on here is because all 8 or 9 is because we're all connected, right? Let's just look at it that way. We're all spiritually connected. We all somehow have the same blood. I'm sorry, shaking the table. We all somehow have the same bloodline. Don't know it yet, right? And when you do your job, that's so funny to say 888. But when you do your job, and that's supposed to mean infinity of blessings, constant blessings. But when you're doing your job, and I'm doing my job, and the other 6 is doing their job, or whatever it is, one body, different member, yes. And we doing what we're supposed to do to bring glory to the kingdom, right? To bring the new earth down. To do, because everybody thought the new heaven and new earth was going to be this type of way. It's already here. It's already here. We're living in it. It's just that what side are you on? Are you living in it with the illusions over your eyes, or are you living with the veil lifted, understanding that half the stuff they taught us is a lie? And half the stuff that we need to be doing. So now we all working together. You getting your garden together. I'm getting my garden together, because now we're the new storehouse. See, now we're the church. We understand that we the church. See, now that when the time come, when we get these 7 years that's coming up, the 7 years of hard labor, or the 7 years of blessing that's coming to store us up for the 7 years that's coming, that we're going to plant. See, you and I, us 8, maybe 9 now, maybe 10 now we're going to come together. We're going to be the storehouse. See, all these churches that was built, all this, I'm not even going to say the names of the church, all the different churches that was built on a lie, that was built on molestation, that was built on sexual harassment, that was built on stealing, that was built on mistreatment, that was built on all the on the foundation of the enemy, of the prince of error. See, those churches, because remember, we the church, right? We the church, but they called this building the church. And see, there's the illusion of everything. Where you going? I'm going to church. Well, how you going to church and you out of church? But whatever, we going to the building. We going to the building. Everything. Where you going? I'm going to church. Well, how you going to church and you out of church? But whatever, we going to the building. We going to the building. there, and this is all the things that we were taught. We were taught that this, that, and the third. We were taught that we're supposed to only give if they really, really need it. If they really, really need it, what does really, really need it now? So if that is what really, really needed now, let's talk about really, really needed. Who am I to justify what you really, really need? Who am I to justify and ask you, what did you spend your money on? Did you spend your money on this? Did you spend your money on that? Why did you get here? Why did you get that? When I'm supposed to be packing up a box, giving them the canned foods, giving them the perishable items, giving them a check of whatever the donations was. Because remember when you guys go in there and y'all give y'all tithes, y'all give y'all offering, y'all give y'all things. Now I'm at the church like, hey, I need help paying my light bill because I ain't gonna make it. I only got this and I only got that and I could barely make it. See, we're in a recession right now. And right now I'm not getting the recession checks. I'm not getting none of these things. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know how I'm gonna eat. I don't get food stamps. I don't get any of these things. Instead of the church saying, okay, how much is this? How much is that? We got a program for that. Here you go. No, we can't do that because guess what? We spent that money. Y'all know you tithed and I know you gave some offerings, but we spent it. So what did we spend it on? For the pastor retreat. See, the pastor anniversary was coming up. Then the pastor's wife anniversary was coming up. Then the pastor anniversary was coming up. And then we had a guest that was a pastor and we had to pay him. And then the pastor needed a new robe. And then the pastor's Cadillac broke down. So we had to get the pastors paid for. See, the pastor don't supposed to work because that's why he our pastor. And that's how we supposed to clean it up. Oh, why did you say that, deacon? Why'd you say that? Deacon now? Deaconess now? Because remember, the deacon and the deaconess is supposed to regulate the church and supposed to regulate the pastor, make sure that he not mistreating nobody. But guess what they doing? Give me some of that money and I'll shut up. So then they're giving them some of the money and it goes on into some mess. So now it's not a storehouse anymore. So now we got to be the storehouse. How are we going to be the storehouse? We're going to be the storehouse by making everything that we make, everything that we do, we're going to make it count. We got to make it count. It's not the time to say, oh, well, that ain't my problem. They got to work just like I would. That ain't your problem. That's not for you to say that. See, God is going to bless you with the abundance that you can take care of your family. So y'all think this generational wealth is just for you. It has nothing to do with you. And that's why I keep telling my kids, I keep telling them, y'all are going to reap the generational wealth. My job is to make it happen. It's to introduce it into the bloodline. But see, it's not just about that. It's about bringing the riches. It's about, oh God, it's about being the milk and honey. That is what it's all about. The land of milk and honey. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So he's not going to choose just anybody. You can't just wake up and say, God, use me. No, you've been used already. You've been rolled high and put up wet. Go on somewhere. You can't come over here. Go on, sit down. I don't need you. I don't need you. Gonna mess up. You gonna mess up the process, and I say that with love. But no, he's going to choose the one that will carry out the mission, no matter what. That's why he chose Job. Enoch, that was his friend. You got to be a special type of person to be a friend. Not just to God, but just a special type of person. Because I'm real big on friend. I found that throughout my life, I started calling people friend. I started saying, oh, this is just my friend. It's just my friend. It's just so much easier than me to break down and say, hey, this is my associate from work. Oh, this the chick that I go shopping with. Oh, this a girl that I know. Because people get in their feelings like, well, I'm not your friend. I'm supposed to be your friend. We're supposed to be friends. I ain't got time for it. So, you know what I mean? So I would say friend. But you got to be a special type of person to be a friend. See, people don't understand what loyalty is. Loyalty and love is built within you. It's in you. You don't have to learn it. You don't have to earn it. It's in you. You were born with it. You were born with it. You have to learn to be disloyal. You have to learn to be a liar. You have to learn to hate. Think about it. You have to learn these things. But to stay in your genuine, pure self, a loyal person, friendship, that's loyalty to the end, no matter what. It's not until something happened. It's no matter what. It's not going along with me because that's what I said. It's being honest with me. Coming from a pure place here in your heart, a pure place and being honest, being loved. God called that man friend. Out of all the people, he said a faithful servant when he talked about Job. Enoch was his friend. That was his friend. You got to be something special. So listen, friends, for the ones that's still on here right now, we're going to be that storehouse. We're going to bring back into the world love. We're going to bring back the word friend. We're going to teach everyone how to live in this milk and honey. Now, let me tell you something. When I said the new world is here, the new earth is here, and it is. But only the ones with the illusion still over their eyes will never see it. See, in the Bible, when you read it, you're just like, oh, it's going to be different when the new heaven come down and all this stuff is going to happen and this going to get moved and this is going to get moved and that's going to get moved. And, we envision it how we think it should be. We see it how we think we should. It's going to happen and this going to get moved and this is going to get moved and that's going to get moved. And, we envision it how we think it should be. We see it how we think we should see it. Hold on. We see it how we think it should be because our mind can only process beyond just what it is right now. An imagination. That's it. So let's just say it's already here, right? And only the people with the illusions over their eyes are the ones that can't see it. You know how grandma used to say, it's the end of times. I mean, it's been the end of times for a couple of decades, but it's the end of times. I can feel it. I can feel it. Then your parents like, oh, it's the end of times. Now I'm hearing people talking about the world about to end. It's the end of times. Yeah. 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 The times of all the wrong, all the first are about to be last. All this wrongdoing, those pyramids are breaking down. All the walls that were built with steel and concrete have been cracked. The foundation is rotten, is ruined, is done. And it's time for the last to stand up. It's time for the new earth to stand up. It's time to give the generational wealth back. It's time to, with the generational wealth, mean land, the milk and honey. It's time to reproduce that. It's time to stand in your purpose. It's time to do what you're supposed to be doing. And if you caught slipping and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, meaning that you're sitting around, he gave you a mission. He gave you the idea. He gave you everything that you needed to do and you're still sitting on it. See, you're part. You are part. That's right. That purpose. You are part of the group that's in the old earth with the illusion still over their eyes. Because the veil has lifted. You're not living in poverty anymore. If you still feel that you're living in poverty, if you still feel like, ain't nothing working, that's because you got the illusion over your eyes. Take them off. Take them off. Thank you for the follow, Uncle D. Take them off. And start living in your purpose of what you're supposed to be doing. Start operating. If he told you to go to the car dealership and go get a station wagon, I don't know. You don't even make station wagons anymore. A van, I don't know. Go get you a van. And you like, man, no, I just got me a Porsche. I'm over here sitting pretty. I'm fine right now. And you chose not to. Just go ahead and join the group of the illusions. Because that van was not for you. That van was for his glory so you can help this person get their crops together. And then he's going to give you 20 Porsches. See, you missed the mark. For me, this is one thing about it. I had a beautiful home. Beautiful home. Big home. Nice. Satisfied. But God told me I was going to move. And I'm going to buy some land. And I'm going to build a house. And I thought to myself, for why? You know, this is that bad English. For why? I was on my way to go get me the luxury car that I wanted. Yeah, I was going to go get me, as I talk about, you know, a Bentley. That's where I was going. I was going out of state. That's where I was headed to. I wanted me a Bentley. That's been my dream car, and I'm going to get it, right? That's me. God said, no, you're going to buy some land, and you're going to buy a house. My whole thing is for why? I already got a house. But his whole thing was you already got a luxury car too. So what you need another one? So I can't argue with that, sir. I sure can't. So I'm going to shut up. Right? I'm going to see what you want. I'm going to see what you want me to do because I'm not understanding why I need another house. Because I'm satisfied with the house. And if I buy another house now, the interest rate going to be high and blah, blah, blah. You know, and that's all I'm thinking about. I'm arguing with God about why instead of letting him cook. Hey, I'm arguing. That don't make sense. So now I'm like, I'm not arguing with God. I'm arguing with myself because they got to be self telling me to do that. But this voice is talking to me real quiet. See, this voice keep whispering to me while I'm asleep, while I'm getting my hair done, while I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, watering my plants, everything. This small little voice, this quiet voice is just like, no. But the loud voice, which was me saying, no, don't do that. That's just, you don't need no new house. See, that's the child in you. Because the child in you, what happen is when you get some information that you don't understand or what's going on, the child in you always stands up. You convert back to that child, and that child says, rebuke it, fight it, fight it. It ain't true. It's a lie. Because that child in you always heard with your hurt ears or seen with the illusions over your eyes. That's what the child heard. So the child has stood up. You 40-something years old. You listening to the child in you. And I don't know. We got issues, right? So that's when we talk about the 27 personalities show up, because all 27 of them kept showing up talking about some, don't do it. What about it? We should. Man, screw it. Go buy another house. And then, listen, the house that he wanted me to buy and the land he wanted me to buy, I start building on it, start doing my thing. And I'm like, you know what? The enemy came, was like, hold on, this is what we're going to do. Because I chose to open my mouth to certain people and talk about it, which let the enemy in. And the enemy was like, hold on, stop. You think you about to buy that house? I'm about to bring all type of hiccups and everything. So once the hiccups came, then the child in me is saying, girl, I told you. God ain't told you to get that house. The enemy bringing all these problems. I can't sell a house I'm in. I got all these issues going on. So guess what? The other personality said, go to another city and buy a house. You can get that same type of house, this, that, and the other. You can get maybe half an acre. You don't need that much acres. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we go look at other houses. I got 3 other houses that I'm thinking about buying. But ain't none of them got 4.5 acres. Now, why do I need 4.5 acres? I don't know. This guy's, hey, I didn't know then, but okay, God. So, okay, but if I get this house, so I already packed up my house. And if it don't sell in time, then I can't get the house that God want me to get. Then I'm going to go get this house. No. The little voice said, no, you're not going to get that house either. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to believe what God told you. You're going to stand on that. And you're going to wait. And plus, those houses don't have the pond that you wanted. And since a little girl, you always wanted a house with a lake. So God just gave you the house with the lake. So, and it's your lake. It's not really a lake, but it's a pond, but you get it. So you're just going to sit and you're going to wait. And while you're in your waiting season, I need you to focus, I need you to meditate, and I need you to read your Bible. But the little Nye in me was like, girl, if you don't get up, screw that house. You don't need that house. You got a house. Go to Nashville and get that car. That's what you got to go do. We're going to look so good in there. We're going to look so good in it. And this time and time, got my moving day got pushed back so many times because the house hadn't sold. Then finally sold it. Went through obstacles with that. Went through everything with that. I mean, it was a mess just to get here. And guess what the child in me did? I did all that just to get here. I had a house. How ungrateful. I don't know which personality showed up and said that, but one of them did. Immediately. The real coach and I stood up. I rebuke you because I already know the smoke that God about to bring me. So I ain't going with that. No, 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 no. I got here. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm thankful. God, why am I here? I know you're going to tell me later. And he explained to me why. Oh, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. This property has everything to do with his mission that he has for me. The other acres that we purchased has everything to do with his people. I just seen that, Keisha. Every time I see it, I say, thank you, God. But has everything to do with other people. Nothing to do with me. I'm just the vessel. I'm the vessel that's going to make it happen. You can count on me. You got a friend in me. Because I'm going to do what he told me to do. So when we go through our 7 years of having and our 7 years of not having, the people that he have me attached to will eat. The people that he have me attached to will live. And that's why it's so important in these lives that we understand what our mission is so we can come together. Because it's not about me. It's about building the soul tribe, the networking that we have to do. Because if I don't have it, or if I'm not in the area, then Keisha, someone might be in the area, that Letitia, that you may know somebody that need it, and they over in Keisha's area. And then guess what? You can call her up and say, hey, sis. And see, this time when y'all say sis, y'all understand the mission of what sis mean. Because now we're connected in Christ. So we are sisters and brothers for real, for real. So then she say, hey, you need to get this. And then she say, okay, cool. And then somebody hit me up, Coach, now I got somebody down your way and I'm sending them your way right now because they need to eat. It's, the baby's coming. This is what they're going to need. Hey, you never know. I might have to build a manger. It doesn't matter. However it go, we're supposed to be connected. So when I reach out to you, you can reach out to the next. It's not one of them things of me sitting back saying, well, I don't really know her like that. Or, well, I ain't got time for that. Or I ain't got this and I ain't got that. No. It's supposed to be us working together, getting it done. So Lisa, if you need something, guess what? You way in New York somewhere. And guess what? Keisha might be right there in New York. She's going to come make sure that you don't starve. It's not about what your bank account going to look like. It's not about what you can give back. This is when we start back giving. So now, Lisa, you don't have anything to pay, right? You like, I ain't got no money, this, that, and the third. But Keisha tell you it's okay because I'm doing what my job's supposed to do. But then you say, but I do got this. And what you just gave her was some more seeds to plant some more tomatoes. See, that's more than money because this is about to grow even more. It's going to continue to multiply and continue to multiply. See, it's not about the money. The money will always come. As long as we got the seeds to make it grow, it will grow. Yes, he will. It will grow. You just got to have the seed. So all this, when you meet somebody and you really don't want to talk to them, this is the new timeline that we're on, that we need to speak. This is the new timeline that we're on, that we have to start being nosy. We got to ask, are you okay? And if you say, I'm not okay, this is the time that you don't be fake and say, well, tell me what it's about. And then when you start speaking, I get to telling you about my testimony and I take over the conversation. And then guess what? There's no solution for you, but there's all satisfaction for me because I came out feeling like the top dog. Like I done told you all my business. Now look at me. And there's one day you could be just like me. No, you're stupid. You're not smart at all. Your testimony is not for yourself, it's for others, but it's to know when to speak it, when to tell it. If God brought somebody into your life for them to come to you and to vent to you, sometimes you just have to sit there and listen. That's it. Just listen. Listen. Because most times they're going to solve their own problems. It's just that they needed to go from doing the talking, right? Running their mouth, and then getting to the point of allowing spirit to speak to them. When the spirit starts speaking up, then they start having a conversation with themselves, self and spirit, and then they answer their own questions, and then voila. All you had to do is just be there and just listen. And sometimes if a person, have you noticed that your testimonies, when it's time for you to tell your testimonies, it's not like it's not that you have to go. they have to come to you. It's usually just like right now. We just having a conversation. We winding down. And I say one thing. And then boom. You talking to me. When it's time for you to tell your testimony, usually the people come to you. Right? And you just speak. They don't know why they're there. They don't know why they're drawn to you. They don't know why at all. It's not you going to them saying, let me tell you what I've been through. Don't nobody care, sir or ma'am. When a person is going through it, the last thing they need is you floating on to them. Floating on to them and look at me and look how I've been and look what I went through and look at me. Well, guess what? Look at me. Do anything about me look like I care. Because right now I'm going through it. Right now life is happening for me. You've been through it already. But if you come in a different type of way, if you allow God to bring that person to you, maybe God don't want you to talk to that person. Maybe he sent them over to Coach Nye because Coach Nye got a different way of having conversations. And your way of conversating is being very biased, aggressive. Woe, it's me. So maybe that's why he didn't send them to you. But anyway, my chickadees and my guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off. I did have a great time talking with you guys. And once again, welcome to the studio. This is where the Table Talk with Coach Nye podcast will be. Now, we're going to have different guests. We're going to have different things. I'm already done with the write-up and the different topics we're going to have. So I've been working hard. So this right here is the studio. So you got the couch that we will sit down, have conversations on, and then we have the tabletop. And as always, I just started inviting y'all to my office. So y'all get to see a little bit of that. But anyway, this is the whole studio that we're going to enjoy each other and have great conversations. So I thank you guys for coming out. Remember to pour into yourself and pour into others. And if no one told you today, I love you and I'm proud of you, okay? Coach Nye out. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Michael. I'm trying to see something. It's saying something about a sub. All right, guys. I'm out. Love you, 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 love you. And talk to you later.